and shit.
I enjoyed the game. Damn.
You know, I've never even tried since they patched it and made it. What's her face? Easier.
Oh no, I tried it. It's still harder, but it's
Top of that
still...
division, baby.
Ooh.
Giants need to win tonight. Beat those Packers.
Giants are dead.
All right, I think we're live. Are we live? Yeah, we're live. I don't know if Robert's, he's probably sleeping again.
When he doing all this damn talk, this is what I don't like. Motherfucker be doing all this talking before the podcast, and then they want to disappear.
Yeah, and then he's
the
like,
podcast starts.
There was a lot of great games shown at the Game Awards. I'm like, a lot?
Right.
That's a bit
he
of a
arguing and shit, all this arguing, and the podcast started. He nowhere to be found.
I wouldn't say a lot.
I think, and Robert, if he jumps on, he can he maybe defend himself, or tomorrow if he listens
because Juice is throwing haymakers. Watch him.
I feel like
knock that man out.
I feel like Robert's easily entertained when it comes to the game trailer. Not easily entertained for lack of a better phrase. I feel like he's easily influenced into thinking something looks good. I don't know how.
Juice, I feel like you've said this before.
He says everything looks good.
It's not new.
I think you said this about this about his opinion on like movies and shit too.
Movies especially, yeah.
Yeah, like this is you just repackaged. This is called a rehash.
This is, this pertains to the Game Awards. Like he said, that he thought there was a lot of great games shown. I'm like, I can think of like 4 or 5 maybe, but I'd have to relook at it. But I actually forgot about Moon Studios game until I watched Digital Foundry's recap. I was like, fuck, I forgot about that.
Which one was that?
It's what's it called?
Speak No Evil or something, or
yeah.
That's not what it's called, but
that looked pretty good. That looked pretty good.
Something wicked. It's something wicked.
As soon as I saw Moon Studios, I was like, oh, okay.
It visually looks
Sega
amazing.
Was already 5 games. Just
what?
Sega was already 5 games.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know how them games. We'll get into that.
No, don't do that.
I guess Shinobi. They showed more Shinobi.
I'm excited as shit. Don't get it twisted.
Shinobi.
I'm just saying.
Got the most.
That's my highlight. Don't ruin this for me.
Oh no, it's my highlight too. All day. That's my highlight.
I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, all right.
But anyway,
that first one to come out first.
I thought overall, I feel like they definitely made an effort to mix more awards in between reveals, and that was one of the things he always asked for feedback, whether he listens to it. Jeff Keighley.
Hey.
I feel like there was a better spacing out of awards and.
You sound like you watching my video. That's what you sound like just then.
I didn't hear you say that. Did you say that?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh,
it's all right.
I thought you said that's what you wish they would do, but I felt that's what they actually did.
Well, I had numbers to disagree with that.
Oh my god!
I'm not talking about the people like how long they gave them to accept the award. I mean, that's they only gave.
Well, that's part of it, but I'll get into that later. Don't worry about it.
But I'm talking about.
I saw that clip.
The amount of trailers and nonsense in between each award felt less. It felt like they got to more awards more frequently. Yeah, they did the rapid fire thing, which is just announce those on the website. Why even like waste
I'm fine with a rapid fire depending on the category.
It's it's just an insult to it means the award doesn't degrades the importance of the award just rapid fire them. They mean nothing at that point.
Even if it's an award I don't care about, you tell these people you've been nominated for the best of the year, and then to do it that way is kind of
and the nominees are blah 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 blah, and the winner is. And then it's just like move to the next one. It's like just put it up on the website or do it all. It feels
filthy.
Yeah,
it feels wrong.
It is filthy.
But
whoa!
I felt like for me, like I said, I still could hear. I had the volume up pretty loud. I could still hear it. If something cringe was happening, like the Kojima and Jordan Peele stuff, I just muted.
That was gonna be cringe.
I wanted to mention that in my video, but I didn't.
I muted that whole 8 minutes.
It was a big important thing to me, and it's
I hate that it's a running gag now. That's what I don't like. It's a running gag that
they gave him more time.
They gave him 8 minutes, so he got 8 minutes when all winners combined accounted for 11 minutes of talking. That's despicable to me.
He said because they showed what team had a few people die during the COVID was it Baldur's Gate 2?
I'm mad that I forgot that for my video.
And they're getting the please hurry it up shit.
Yeah, so you did see that. Okay, y'all saw it.
That was disgusting.
And then they're like, somebody was like, well, they gave 8 minutes to Kojima and Jordan Peele about basically
nothing.
Is that even a game yet? Like,
no,
I had it muted so I didn't hear it. But
it's an idea of a game that's going to come out. It's going to be an experience.
Yeah, it's probably a game, but they didn't show shit. It's like, oh, look at how these features are. Look at the facial features and shit.
It's
and that
just
was pretty much it.
It's a vibe, is what it was. It was a vibe.
It has to be a game at this point because it was a game they were working on for Stadia. So I would think if that's something that carried over from Stadia, they actually got a game by now. So
and somebody was saying, I might have been while I was watching Terrell's stream. I think I was still watching. Maybe I don't know. Somebody was like, "Jeff is so hard right now." During that.
Oh yeah. That was in the chat. I was in tears.
Watching it via Terrell's live stream, and I already thought, like, dude, there's so many trailers, and then you get like 10 seconds of awards, and you get like an hour of trailers and shit, and then like he fucking brought Kojima on, and then it's like, sorry, I'm fucking out of here. This is why I keep saying. That's why I keep calling it the Kojima Award. This bitch was fucking on stage again. I'm like, why is he here? This is the fucking.
It's a running gag. We will always get Kojima.
Even via Terrell, I'm like, I can't watch anymore. Like,
no,
it's disrespectful, man.
I understand the anger. Also, Robert, you're gonna have to fight back. Juice out here calling you out again, bro. So you're gonna have to fight back.
I heard that, yo. I heard that.
I'll just give it context to Robert.
You're out to the stream on time and shit.
Anything, fucking anything is call me saying, "Oh, I like too many things." Like, fuck out of here, bro. That makes no sense.
I'm just saying, trailers. A short trailer or a little snippet gets you more.
It could be
convinced.
a trailer. It could be actual thing that releases, and 9 times out of 10, it's like, it's mediocre or trash. Sticking to 5 games playing in 1 year. Get the hell
Grandpa, you always promoting it as Grandpa.
Robert, you just need to see, like, sometimes it's just like
he eating
2 seconds of gameplay. Like, oh, I'm excited for that.
You need to see the lights. You need to see some positivity in the fucking world.
We represent the two extremes.
You don't tell me what to be happy about. Fuck you.
Yeah, man.
I mean, man, you got to be more negative, bro. What the fuck is that? You need to dislike more shit, bro. You need to dislike more shit. You need to like more shit, bro. You need to like more shit.
Be a little more
video games,
suspicious.
Movies. There's a bunch of new genres that you could play and explore and enjoy. Try to play a 5th game that came out. Come on, man.
That's right. Get off his lawn, Grandpa. Go ahead, bro.
Chill out.
Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe if I rush through all the games, I could play 2, 3 more games this year if I just blasted through them.
Oh no, we doing this? We doing this? Hey man, you trying to shaming you for playing more games than him? Damn,
I saw
the different world we're living in.
I saw the credits roll. It's over.
Oh, this is the same guy that he played Zelda. He's like, oh, I'm done with gaming for months because Zelda was so good. I'm not gonna play anything else.
I was so satisfied with gaming.
Get the hell out of here.
I was at a negative. I was just so like content with game. Like I was like, I don't want to start anything right now. I was just so satisfied. With
oh yeah, all right. Because bro, you need to play more things.
You need to spend more time with the games you play.
Okay. That yeah. How about you just play the game?
Anyway. Somebody was talking about the Game Awards.
That was like the most crumb side I wanted here.
See, I can admit that I'm skeptical of games, and I need to be proven. Like, I need some gameplay. I need to see the actual someone playing the game before I'm just going to believe these publishers and all these companies.
And this is the truth, man. Look, in the end of the day, they'll show anything. 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna care anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like for you,
yeah. Wait a minute.
It's like,
I should have got some popcorn. What the fuck?
Like fucking anything, man. It don't matter.
Dude, I wasn't taking a slam at you. I'm just telling you. These developers and publishers have been fucking bullshitting for years. I just don't trust them. That's just
I get it. No, I get that, but I'm saying it could be showing a genuine great game. Like, in the end of the day, like, but you're not gonna give a shit. Isn't that it?
Except for when I do. Except for when I see great gameplay and I
the man is saying, stop going into games like this with your hands folded over.
It's not the games. I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about these companies revealing their games.
I bet you get to like, I know you're gonna say, oh, you're years behind, blah blah. Enjoying games, I can't believe it. But in the day, I'm gonna be one day playing Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever. Apparently, great game. and you're not even gonna look at it or even try it. Not even gonna give it attempted. Oh well, it's gonna be trash. It's gonna be boring. All right.
No. I'm sorry that at 45, I know the genres I like. I know the games.
Exactly, which is what I'm saying. Like most of these trailers, most of these games, you're not gonna give a shit about, and it tells you by the number of games you play every year. It happens every.
How many games do you think I've played this year?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he played it at least for 2023. He said you played like 4.
Well, for 2023 games, but I'm over 10 games total for the year.
All right.
I mean, it's not like I'm not playing stuff. I mean,
all right.
If you recall, I played more non-2023 games so far.
Damn. Wow.
So, I played
ding 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 ding
but
ding.
Anyway,
the drop.
Getting back to reveals for games, it could be Immortals Fenyx Rising, the game that should have been my game of the year. When they first showed that, I was like, I don't know about that. You know,
what genre was it? What genre was it?
When they first showed it, they didn't even show. You had no idea.
So you about to? Robert, I see what Robert doing.
When they showed that game, you had no idea what it was. No genre idea.
Actually,
I get exactly. That. But what I'm saying is like, we know like,
but
I mean, like I don't know. I know what
it's not about the game. Once the game comes out, whether I like it, this is about reveal trailers. That's all I'm talking about. When they show a game, it could look awesome, or you could have no idea what it is. The actual game could be great, but if you don't know what it is, I'm just, as far as you're like, oh, you're just negative, I'm just like, I have no idea what the game is. How can I be?
You talking about looks? Talking about looks of the game? What you talking about?
I'm talking about when they reveal a game and you have no idea what the genre is, or when you have no idea what the gameplay is.
And that was a lot of the game.
You can be excited about the idea of a game, a new game from maybe it's a studio.
If it's a studio, that you like. Yeah. But like Metroid Prime 4, when they announced it, all right, cool. They're retro, or it wasn't even Retro Studios then. But
people lost their mind over a logo. They didn't even see a goddamn game. And nobody had a problem with that.
Well, a lot of these were like, hey, this person who made this game they got a new project, and you're like, okay, and then they come out and you're like, what the hell was it? It was a CGI trailer. It's like that's the kind of stuff that I'm just like.
I agree with that. But there's a lot of like talent behind it and names behind that we know and we recognize. So if Miyamoto came out and said, "Hey, this is my thing," a lot of people wouldn't mind. But there's a lot of people that are fans that
when somebody sees Arcane working on Blade, hey, they're excited. That's cool. I personally want to see the gameplay first.
Yeah, and I get that, but like to me, I'm like, all right, I'm already set for that because Deathloop was fucking awesome.
It's a third-person action adventure game. I mean, you've seen Blade games. I mean, they're trash. But
I have no like. It'd be interesting to see what they do.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, Blade. I'm not looking forward to Blade. No, it's already on my radar. Like it's from Arcane, a reputable studio that just put out a game of the year worthy game.
I was giving that as an example of when you can see a studio, their work like that. Yeah, you could be like, oh, I'm looking forward to like seeing what they do. For me, like I said, I need to see the game being played before. Usually, I can get excited about it or think I'm gonna buy it or play it someday. Like that's just the way it is for me. So
I think it's just
it's more right now. The odds of you playing Blade are as high as you playing Deathloop, which you didn't play. So
yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I thought about Deathloop.
Wait a minute.
But like they kind of
thought about it. We all think about games.
But they showed that game so damn much. By the time it came out, like Retro always said, like I didn't even care at that point. Like it was just like I don't know. It looked all right.
That's a great game. And
I like that the conversation is kind of devolved.
The credits. I only enjoyed the game. So
I like how the conversation is essentially turned into Juice needs to expand his horizons because it sounds like I
come here hearing, oh, this guy's always so fucking positive. I'm like, what kind of thing are we talking about here? Hold on.
I get Juice's thing, but it feels like it turned
What's
into.
The point? But I said this.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. I want to be positive about it.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about the expand your horizon shit? I was doing a Juice Opinions a few years ago, and the people that were saying that, I'm like, I listed off all the games I played that year. I forget what year it was particular, and this person was like, I didn't play any of those games. I'm like, But you're giving me shit about not playing Pokemon or not giving Animal Crossing a chance or something. But you didn't play the 10 games I just named that I played that year. It's like, in that particular case, that person was
no. Yeah, but it's not about that. About the I always say it's personally about the genres that you play. It's about the amount of the different genres. Is you don't know if you don't like something like I get it. You do know in a way, like you're not gonna care for like a Disco Elysium. But but maybe you will if you give it a shot. Like I never played a game like Disco Elysium, and then I played it and I was like, bro, that's some of the best writing in video games, period. It was really incredible.
I'll just make it simple. Like for me, the gameplay, if the gameplay's interesting and fun, then I could enjoy a game.
How you don't know the gameplay interesting and fun? You ain't playing that shit. You want to be a platformer, man. I can name about 5 platformers right now. You ain't touched like Marsupilami or Grapple Dog.
Oh my goodness,
that's very good stuff.
The thing.
I tried a lot of non-Nintendo platformers in the early days.
3 movesets, so it's not as good as Mario. So I only like Mario. You gotta remember that.
Hey, I gave Sackboy some credit.
Yeah, he ain't like Mario this time, so we gotta get it right.
I gave Sackboy some credit. I said Sackboy was a solid game, and I was surprised at how fun it was. So
yeah,
that's one of the games I played this year.
And that was only because Sony handed it to you because you didn't bother to support the shit.
Hey, I almost bought it for $20, and then I was like,
almost is not buying it, bro. You can't say almost and doing these things. I
now I have to buy it. I can't just play it. I have to buy it. I can't just play a game and say it's pretty good.
No, I'm saying, bro, come on now. There's a difference between like.
You want to give everybody else? We're gonna make something for you now. How about that?
Hey, all I can tell you is, I have a certain amount of time that I dedicate to games, and I'm not looking to expand that. I'm not looking to double my gaming time in a year. I'm happy with the amount of time I play games, and I like to get the most out of a game. I enjoy.
Look, all I know is I came in here and talk shit about me, so I had to come in talking shit about you. There's no way.
That's fine. I don't like. It's fine. But anyway, the Game Awards. What did you? Robert, what did you think?
Talk your shit, young man.
What did you think of the Game
Awards? Don't let this old generation scare you. Fuck them.
Robert, what did you think of the Game Awards overall? I know you rewatched it the next day.
I just finished it today because I was watching over like 20-minute spurts, over a few days. Oh man, I mean I say what everyone else says. Like it's so it really hurts when he comes on and he announces 5 awards in a row.
Yeah,
you're like, what the hell? Like, what is this, man? Best sim strategy, Pikmin 4. This is best mobile game. This one, and you're like, everyone's just cheering you, and you're like, and then now here we go on to world premiere, and it's just like, oh come on, man. Like if it's the Game Awards, like actually make it an award show. We always say it every year. And especially like I don't know, it's just when I'm sitting down watching this and you're just like, oh man, like I did like a lot of the announcement. I thought they had some solid announcements, but I'm like, if this is an award show, why did you rattle off 5 awards in a row? It's so nuts, and they do that like 3 times, so it's like 15 awards that are just rattled off, and you're like 15 awards. And what's the point of the eSport Awards?
They need to just put those on the website because no one fucking cares except for
no one gives.
There's the person who even wins,
including them, because they got shit wrong when they nominated people who weren't even coaches. So they don't care either. So why are we doing this? If you don't care, we don't care. Why are we doing this?
Exactly. Like it's why like it's like, oh, who's gonna win Game of the Year? It's like, who cares at this point? Because
I wish you would have won. That shit would have been hilarious.
It's like, if you guys don't care about the awards, why should we care about the awards? If you're not gonna make it a big point, if you're gonna rattle them off and just hand them off like you get an award, and that's it. Like there's no point in doing the awards. Like actually have every single thing.
You don't think Capcom wanted to go on stage and thank some people when Street Fighter 6? It's like that's a pretty big IP, long running IP from the early 90s. And
this is their first year.
They have a good. They come back from a disastrous previous game, and they come back strong, and and it's just like rattled off onto the next one 2 seconds later.
Crazy. You don't think they would? If Miyamoto was there, he would talk about Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4. He's like, oh my god, finally I get some representation for Pikmin.
Yeah,
he was
and the poor translator, like, because that's the thing that happens when. Right, like what he's supposed to? He's sitting there trying not to mess up half the time, and he's worried about time limits, and that ain't cool. That ain't fair to them either. Like it's bullshit all around, bro. It's some bullshit.
It does make it tough when you got a translator involved with the live acceptance, but
it's like I don't know what that shit says up there. Hurry it up! What is that? I don't know what that shit says.
You could tell.
You translate what that shit says to me, and by the time we figured this out, 10 seconds went by. And
you
it's
could tell
like,
the translator
on,
just had to like paraphrase like a mother when Zelda
right
for action adventure game.
That shit ain't cool.
Thank everybody for playing the game or whatever. It was just like
it's disrespectful to iconic developers. It's disrespectful to everybody. But you bring somebody up like Al Newman and shit, and you treat them like that. Like that's the
worst part is
you can do your friend like that when he didn't even have a fucking game to present. You need to do him like that. Like, come on, man.
The show was 3 hours, and the way they divide the times is just unreal. You got like what 20 seconds for Onuma, like like 8 minutes for Kojima talking about nothing. You got like 10 minutes about Jordan Peele talking about nothing. And then you have like trailers like Blade. Look, I'm sorry, seeing the name Blade was kind of exciting, but that trailer was fucking nothing,
There's nothing in the trailer.
In a bar and shit. There's like 2 minutes of a fucking trailer. Like, fuck that trailer and give those 2
just show the splash screen. Blade's coming. It's an action adventure from blah 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 blah, and get the fuck out. We're done. We didn't even.
How many people saw that trailer before the logo appeared? Like, yeah, man, there's gonna be some Blade shit right here.
Yeah, I was
like, right.
No idea.
So you wasted everybody's time.
And I know this might, I don't want to start anything here, but why spend the money on 2 minutes of CG of a female character running through the original Jurassic Park scenarios to announce a Jurassic Park game and had it was literally 4 seconds of what looked like in-game cinematic stuff. It's like you paid to have a 2-minute, pretty decent quality CG trailer made for a game to show us to give us an idea of what the game is. So is the game just that early on where they don't have anything more to show? Or Mr. Negative
they just
here,
don't want to show.
I'm suspicious. What could the game doesn't show well? They're like they know their game doesn't look good, or is it just so early in development? It's just, to me, it's like it deflates any excitement. I love Jurassic Park. The idea, like you said, the idea of going through the original Jurassic Park in like a survivor game, it sounds cool, but
like Alien Isolation. That's
by the end of a 2-minute CGI trailer, I don't care at that point. Like, unless they had like followed that up with some really cool gameplay or something, like an extended gameplay clip or something.
The thing that's worse about that CGI trailer is that half the CGI trailer was literally frame for frame just Jurassic Park the movie, just went the CGI.
It was literally the movie. Well, again, my big thing is like it's not like I'm not gonna sit here that in the end of the day, most and I truly believe this, most game trailers in general aren't like some mind-blowing thing.
Right, that's true.
Like it's truly most of the time it's always like kind of just fluff, and then they do some minor things, and so that's why I've always kind of just been like, well, I look forward to seeing the gameplay trailer one of these days, So like that whole Jurassic Park, I'm like, I'm not gonna see her like, oh, right, that's right. It's just more like, oh, I really like that idea. Cool. That's announced. Let's hopefully in the future it looks really cool. But like I'm not gonna see her like, oh man, that was an epic trailer. Like no, it's not an epic trailer.
I wonder if anybody like sees those CGI trailers and like gets pumped up.
I always wonder. I always bet a lot of people do. Audience.
They're not making that shit up for nothing. A lot of people do get excited from that. I think that they do. I think
it's just more the
20-some years of this bullshit. We're over it because we
I mean, ever since the PS3 era, so long. I think the PS3 era really a lot of bullshit.
Killzone 2 bullshit.
Even
Killzone 2,
Motorstorm
2, yeah.
And they played it off just like I sent a video in the chat of this girl with 5 to 6 million subscribers supposedly singing in front of her in her mic, and then this dude breaks it down. He shows all the pitch correction and points out all her lip syncing errors, but she's doing it like she's just singing in her bedroom, and it's like real, and people are praising her for, oh my god, amazing vocal range and shit. It's just completely fake auto-tune shit, and it's like people fall for that. So I guess
this shit still works. That's why they do it.
Speaking of fall for things,
I guess maybe if like that many times, like you said, there's got to be an audience. There has to be, because
I'm sure they're looking at numbers, metrics. I'm sure they're looking at it.
You guys remember 2013's Dead Island 2 trailer? That the dude That game just came out. Was it this year or late last year? I
can't remember. This year.
Was it this year? I thought it was last year.
It was this year.
They even re-showed that trailer.
I thought they got nominated for best action game or something like that.
Yeah,
I can definitely appreciate
it was early this year.
CGI trailer. If you have a CGI trailer like Dead Island, most people know what it's like. It's a cool trailer. It's well thought out.
Yeah, I was sure it was actually pretty good.
It shows the game and stuff. But if you have a CGI trailer, again, like for example, Blade, which is just fucking not Blade.
Just like
Wolverine. But that fucking thing from like a couple years ago. I forgot.
Contraband.
The name. Came out. Yeah, that. Like it's like a fucking 3-minute shot over a table to an emanation. What is that? That is not.
Well, yeah, I mean that was one of the worst game trailers I think of all time. Is that Contraband trailer?
Then I don't care. Like you have to at least put in effort. Like so they can be good, but you can't do shit like that. Like why put in the effort to make something like that and waste my fucking time and then tell a fucking legend to get off the stage, you know, like
man, off the stage, like he had the Apollo and shit. Look,
I didn't see the dude from.
I don't know. The guy comes dancing out with the cane and shit.
Yeah,
I didn't see the It Takes Two guy. What was he there?
I guess not.
I thought he was supposed to be.
No,
I'm saying no. I didn't watch this shit. I don't know.
Reggie was sitting in the audience, man. He didn't.
Reggie
get
usually
up
does.
The camera pans were kind of weird though. There was a couple weird shots where they're just fucking focusing on a random person. But no context, and then it lingers away for no fucking reason, and just like, welcome back to the Game Awards, and you're just like,
I will say,
the Reggie one is the worst one. Reggie's just like,
usually he gives him a award to present, like Impact.
That's what
that's why it was weird, because he's just sitting in the chair, and the camera's just on Reggie, and then Reggie doesn't even notice the camera. It seems like then like a couple of seconds pass. Welcome back to the Game Awards.
Yeah. Well, that's
okay.
He's doing the same thing.
But this is like the first year that he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Keighley is doing the same thing with a lot of these devs. He's doing it with fucking Kojima. He's doing it with the It Takes Two guy.
So he's fucking
with,
Kojima,
like,
what?
Reggie. He's like, buddy. That's all it is.
I heard fucking Kojima.
I'll say
that's probably true.
Let's go to a positive. He gave I forget the dude's name. He was in the show Raised by Wolves, and he gave an emotional presentation of his game and his father dying and how he's been.
Oh yeah, I know you're about.
That was cool. Like that was legit. That was a moment that happened at the Game Awards. That was pretty cool. And then the game, I didn't love like the art design of the characters, but the gameplay looked amazing. It looked like a really cool game.
And it was about a game. It was about like what's about to happen type stuff. You know?
I'll say this. I think the first hour was pretty strong. I think their first hour was fine, and I think I understand what the fundamental problem with the Game Awards is.
And we all do, I think.
Well, because he has to do so much. You have to promote. Remember, you got to promote some indies. Promote new up and coming talent, promote new big games, fucking sponsorships. Oh look, here comes Matthew McConaughey. I wonder what's about to happen. Oh, it's a game.
I didn't even hear his voice in the game they showed.
No,
it's not. I don't think I heard
it's not in the trailer at all. So it's even hilarious. It's like, why are you here, bro? That could have said that for the second trailer.
Somebody wrote him a check.
I mean, where's this theater at?
That's the one in LA. It's the Microsoft Theater, isn't it?
Exactly. It's in LA, man. So we gonna get as many stars as we can get to this.
Remember that Al Pacino last year, and he was
happy.
Yeah, we don't talk about Al Pacino. But the problem is he's in the combination of trying to cover all these bases. You get a show that is bloated and just feels like it has focus in the wrong areas because it's trying to do everything and it does none of it like inceptionally well. Like that's why it's like
at least they cut down on the music stuff because the last few years that had been.
Yeah, bad. I'm fine with that. I
my music stuff. It was for game music.
Well, yeah, because then they do that for Hellblade. They like transitioned into Hellblade.
That would be nice. If you're gonna call it shit Game Awards, let's do some
Alan Wake
substance.
Yeah, you ain't shit, dog.
What is that?
I skipped the Alan Wake part because I haven't played the game, so I have no context to what this song is about.
Oh.
Apparently, it's like a reenactment of the scene in the game, and I'm like, I don't know if I even want to see that.
Right.
It's like a spoiler, a live action.
That's another problem. But that right there, I'm glad you said that because that is another problem. When did Alan Wake come out?
Like a month ago?
Like a little bit over a month ago. So you don't even have enough time to consume this shit. Like as an audience, it's like, well, damn. Like you go into the Oscars and you have a pretty good amount of time to catch the movie if you care to catch the movies that came out that year, right? Because it's next year. It's a few months into next year,
and so you have time push for the Oscars because they know that the more recent movies have a better chance.
Exactly.
Like I said,
Alan Wake 2 comes out that late, weeks before the fucking show comes out, and you're like, damn. They show anything on this game, I have no fucking idea.
But it's going to be fresh in people's mind too. It's going to have a better chance of winning versus Tears of the Kingdom. Like that was July, August. Like I've played 3-4 long games since then, and I'm like,
you talking about when was Tears? That was May.
Yeah, but by the time I beat it was like July.
August.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
But I'm saying is Alan Wake 2 just came out. It won what three or four awards. There's also the fact somebody just probably played that. Now they're voting on awards. They're like, oh, I really had a great time. I'm giving that and they.
Yeah, I just think it's the year because when did Breath of the Wild come out? It came out in March and still won Game of the Year. Yeah. So,
I mean, the problem is that in that situation, it comes off as more promotion than anything else. Like it's go ahead.
Remember this game? Go get it.
They need to have it. Like the Oscars, they should have it in February, March, because at the end of the day, remember the 2019 nominee of the 2018?
The money's in December.
Yeah.
The money in February.
Absolutely, the money's in December.
Who's gonna remember?
That makes no sense. That it's like you have the 2018 Smash Ultimate up for 2019 Game of the Year. It's like, come on.
You think Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora? I mean, it'll probably still get nominated for visuals.
For visuals or something, yeah, because the game looks amazing.
Art direction, right?
It might not even get nominated for anything. I mean, I don't know that it deserves it. It sounds like some people like it. Some people say
they'll put it in next year. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, but by then,
remember that game that came out at the end of the last year? Yeah. Good luck.
Fuck, remember that's with the Xenoblade. Remember Xenoblade 2 came out in December. That should be best RPG. And it didn't get nominated the next year because people forgot it.
That's the whole thing about the Game Awards, though.
Oh, what did you do? The lesser game got nominated.
Retro stuff.
3 did because of all the backlash. They did the 2
because the disrespect that was going on.
That's the only reason that 3 got it.
When the Game Awards started originally, I liked the show. It was for the gamers. I didn't know who Jeff Keighley was, but he made a show for the gamers, and it was a good show. The problem is that.
Are you talking all the way back to Spike?
The money.
No, are you talking about the first couple?
Originally,
you're talking about the first Game Awards?
The first 2 Game Awards were pretty decent.
No, Jeff Keighley, the Kojima
so 2013
originally started.
Oh, because they were small, and he was trying to get his.
It was for the gamers. It was about the games, but by now he's getting such a reach. It's just about the money. I don't care what
money talks, baby boy.
About the money. That's why the show is like 3 hours. That's why you get shitty trailers, all these sponsors, quick fire awards, because the awards don't matter. That's why, like you said, they push it out in December when a lot of games haven't even come out yet or haven't had time to be played because it's money, and that's all it is still these days. That's why I can't stand it anymore. Look, I don't care what you say, but you get fucking 10 minutes of goddamn Kojima there. They're butt fucking backstage afterwards.
Oh man, we're trying to get monetized here.
I feel like this disdain you have for Kojima.
You might not be wrong, though.
Has transcended everything else.
I don't think Kojima's into it. I think it's just Jeff. I think it's one-sided.
He just listen. You can only get your dick sucked so many times by the same guy and be like, whoa. I mean, he's got the same technique.
No revenue for this one.
Ain't nothing going on.
So we were talking about CGI bullshitting and stuff, and the highlight for me, or the biggest wow for me was the I don't even remember what it's called. Something about Light No Fire or something. The Hello Games.
Oh yeah.
Because
I don't remember the
been fooled. No Man's Sky was a bit. There's a whole. I guess my buddy at work who doesn't know anything about anything non-PC games, like non-World of Warcraft, non-PUBG, he doesn't pay attention to gaming. Somehow he knows all about No Man's Sky. He watched a documentary about the pressures.
There was a lot around that game. There was a lot.
But I mean, behind now that it came out that everyone was like, "Oh, this dude's a liar," this and that. But then apparently, I don't know how true it was. According to this thing he watched, like Sony was really putting pressure, make this a big title and get it out and stuff.
Which I believe. That's what the talk was.
But what he showed to me wasn't the most realistic visuals, but to me that was the the most like jaw-dropping, next-gen looking game world I've ever seen. Like the scope, the scale of it. If that's actually what the game's gonna be, and who knows, you might need by the time it comes out, you might need a 5090 Ti or whatever to have it look anywhere near that. But to me, that was like that's a huge leap forward in like massive worlds with scale. Like it just, and the art style looked good, and I mean it could be looked kind of fun. I don't know if it'd be my type of game or not, but visually that was a wow factor. A next gen, like the future of gaming visuals, more than realistic. As much as I think Avatar looks beautiful on PC, I was more impressed.
But he does have to prove it. I mean,
yeah, he does.
Yeah, I give him the benefit of the doubt because I do believe he got pressured by Sony, and there was a whole lot of hype around that game because of Sony marketing. So I think he got pressured into it. If you watch the interviews, he's so uncomfortable.
You could tell he probably knew he was lying.
He knew he was bullshitting. Yeah, so but he's pressured into it. So now, I mean, obviously they made the game into a success, so he has some credibility. He can't come out. He can't shit the bed with this. He got to come out and mostly deliver with this one, or good luck, hello games. It'll be goodbye. It'll be goodbye games.
Damn,
we ain't gonna trust you no more.
I do like how they played it up. How he's like, well, I'm creating Earth, and then everyone's like laughing. He's like, no, all right, don't say, like, they joked around how it's like don't set expectations.
Right.
Like he knows, he gets it, he understands that last time.
But like I said, I don't know how you guys felt about it. It's not. It looks.
The idea of it was cool as hell to me. I liked it.
But it's not like
I'm all about it.
It's not.
All I know is like it's literally the size of a world. I love that idea. I mean, like, to have it literally the size of a planet would be pretty insane.
That sounds cool, but is it?
It might not be like the actual. That result might not be fun. It's too big, but just the scale of it just looks like
that's kind of some of the complaints that Starfield gets. It
says in-game multiplayer. I wonder.
The idea of it sounded really cool, but then you actually play it and like, oh,
yeah, just like
some giant empty worlds.
People complain.
Well, unfortunately, I feel like it has to be. I feel like it says the in-game people like you gotta have this type of world. You really do want where it's a genuine planet and it's like one server where it's just one. Like everyone's on this planet. Yeah. But I don't think that's what it's gonna be.
No.
I don't know.
No way.
Well, I said it's procedurally generated too, so it's gonna be different. I don't know how that's gonna
that's
work.
The only thing.
Like,
I don't know.
Procedurally generated. This world's created. Now you explore, and if you want to go into and start over, it's another procedurally generated. Like that to me seems a little like questionable, but I mean, just the scale of everything and
freedom. I love the freedom.
I love the art direction too. I love the color palette more than I guess the art direction. The color palette looks stunning. And
doesn't look bland.
Yeah, this part looks a little, and but I mean, this caught my attention. Like this is the future. This could be a look into the future of game engines and game worlds. Like, but it might be boring as fuck. It might be just tedious. Yeah. Stuff I don't know.
You could just be roaming around doing nothing.
But just from like I said, like the visual scope perspective, I was like, damn, like if they actually pull this off, But again, I think the last Battlefield game, one of the many complaints was that there's so many players that it just you don't feel like you do anything. I heard a couple people say that in like reviews or previews and stuff. Like you're 120 players or whatever it is, and you feel like you've done nothing to like contribute to the actual outcome. So it could just be bigger doesn't always mean better, like some people felt God of War Ragnarok was too much.
That's what them little boys say.
Yeah. So, but for me that's something that grabbed my attention, and I don't know. Hellblade 2 I thought looks promising.
I told you that a lot.
I thought the gameplay, the combat looks very similar to the first game, but they actually showed Hellblade 2 combat and some in-game, like looks like you're walking through the environment. Thought that looked pretty good.
Yeah, Hellblade 2 looked fantastic.
They still don't even have a release like window, which I guess it's better to not say
a month. They didn't say 2020.
Just 2024.
Yeah, but that's not a window. That's a year.
It's a big window. It's a 365.
But it's probably smart.
Here's the year that's the window.
I don't think they're worried about the game. I think they're worried about the other games that they're releasing, and because they have to have a cadence because this shit's going into Game Pass, and you can't stack the shit where
literally
nobody
been 4
plays
years though since they announced it, and they still and you still don't know when it's come out, which is I mean 2024 it may hit that, may be early, maybe mid, or they may miss it. You don't know. In gaming these days, you just don't know.
The game may be mid.
Yeah, it might. Just like with the Plague Tale, I was excited for the sequel. By the trailer, I thought they did more to expand, and then it wasn't like worse.
You ain't like that game because you had to pay for it.
It wasn't worse. It just it wasn't as much of an evolution as I was hoping.
I thought that game was it wasn't a big evolution or anything like that, but it was more of what I loved about the first game. So I was content.
I thought the things,
and it was free for me.
Yeah, the things they added, like the sections where there's all these humans and stuff. Not that I encourage anyone to do this, but one time I was like, you know what? I don't have any resources right now. Fuck it. I just got seen by a guy and I just ran. I ran through it, got through the door, and I did that 2 other times. It worked. And then finally they made it so you couldn't do that later in the game. They must have figured out, people can just run. As soon as you get to the door and hit the button, the cutscene happens. It doesn't matter how many dudes are right behind you.
I'm already in my animation. You can't touch me.
Yeah, but they figured that later on you couldn't do that. You had to hold the button for like 30 seconds to open the door. So I don't know if they just figured that later on or if that was their way to increase the challenge. I'm not sure.
It's probably, it's not like, oh, they got this far in the game and like, oh man, we should have been doing this the whole time.
I will say there was a sequence with the rats near the end where they were just everywhere in this big like area. That was pretty epic. If more stuff like that, I would have felt better about the game. But anyway,
I felt more godlike controlling them rats. Yeah, there was some good shit in there. There was some good attacking people with rats.
What other games were Monster Hunter Wilds? I mean, that was just. They didn't really have much to show. 2025 game. There was another 2025.
I don't care about Monster Hunter no more.
Damn.
What happened?
I don't want to say I don't care about it, but I saw because Ania said the same thing on Twitter. Excuse me, X. That she's not getting excited for it anymore, and I felt the same way. It's like I don't really think I'm getting excited for Monster Hunter anymore.
Were you playing Rise on your Lenovo?
No, I played it on Steam Deck. Yeah,
on Steam Deck, because that game had barely any like visual settings improvements over the Switch when they put it on PC.
No,
basically,
it was
frame rate.
It was just direct port.
Yeah,
and people are like, hey, this was like the true Monster Hunter, but I don't know how people feel about it now. I mean, I don't even remember what the reviews were, but it felt like Worlds was the casual one, but it seemed like that one had legs. But Monster Hunter Rise got some DLC packs and stuff. But I feel like Worlds have made more of a splash.
This is a very good game. It's a very good Monster Hunter game.
I mean, Rise. Remember Rise sold like over 10 million copies.
Sold a lot. Yeah,
Worlds is still the best-selling game, but Rise did a lot for just one console. It's like I think it sold 12 million just on Switch.
Well, now it's on Switch
alone. No, and then it's like another million.
That was one of the that was a soft launch for the other consoles. I think.
Is it another console?
Digital Foundry. Somebody did a comparison. That's the only way I knew. And I'm
it was the beginning of this year.
Barely looks.
I didn't even know it.
Different than the Switch version. Like they just basically resolution and frame rate and a little bit cleaner texture filtering and stuff. I mean,
do you think that was the plan, or was it the fact that it sold so well? They were like, let's try it on other systems.
They probably
it's sold well enough to be like, why not?
Probably because World sold so well on PlayStation, especially. I think they probably thought they could catch lightning again with that. But
if you start with Switch, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, there's a whole debate about Monster Hunter Wilds about, like I said, who knows what that was. I don't know if it said in engine or not, but the scope and scale it looked like they're going for. But it's 2025, so it'd be the Switch successor.
Yeah,
that doesn't look like a game that the Switch was the lead platform. That doesn't look like Switch was lead platform based on what they showed.
No, I'm saying maybe they keeping the Switch till 2026.
Yeah,
maybe the Switch 2 is the lead platform. You never know. You never know. Could be.
I doubt it. Maybe. I think this is going to be like the next Worlds game, kind of like following that, and then there's going to be like a Rise kind of follow up for the Nintendo system.
You don't think this game will come to the next Switch or whatever?
It's hard to say.
It depends on what
what scope they go for and all that.
Yeah, we don't know what the scope is, and
we're going to be.
Yeah, there's too many factors we don't know about.
It's RE engine apparently based on the
Switch 2 gonna sell. If it ain't selling, that shit ain't going on now.
But
that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Is the bitch selling?
I would be surprised if they're not like already working on it with Nintendo to make sure that it launches.
They may not be worrying about it. It's the same thing that happened with Worlds.
We'll wait and see. Is what they.
Maybe they're waiting for Nintendo to write that check again for that year exclusive.
All right, when it comes in a Nintendo console, we'll wait and see.
Didn't Nintendo write a check for Rise?
Oh, why
I'm
else
sure
would they
they
do an exclusive deal?
I don't think they have to, honestly.
Just because they.
No, because there was money to be made. Like the
I don't think Capcom's I don't think Capcom's just like, we're just gonna make this Switch exclusive for a year.
Capcom was coming out of their rough patch, you know.
Yeah, but they've been out of their rough patch for a while now.
I'm saying they were coming out probably when they were working on this game. They were at the edge. You know what I'm saying? When it, not when it released.
Nintendo had already proven themselves at that point because of how well Monster Hunter had been selling on Nintendo's
consoles. Yeah, they weren't worried about it probably because it's a handheld from Nintendo and not Monster Hunter's on it. Yeah, of course it's going to do well.
Anytime I see a exclusive, I'm assuming the company pays.
I think their test was the Generations games that got ported, and then after that they were like, well, fuck it.
And they're gonna buy this shit. They'll buy anything. So.
Yeah,
might as well make something good. We might as well make something good.
They had the 2 Monster Hunter games. They were featured in that developer direct. Which Monster Hunter Story 2 kind of came and went, didn't it? There wasn't a lot of fanfare about that one.
Well, that one's a weird.
I mean, that game was never going to be massive.
Well, it runs.
I looked it up. The only reason why they even made a sequel was because the first one had such a high fan reception, and then they like kind of threw the second one out. Like, here you go, and people were like,
"Doesn't it run at like 12 frames a second?"
Yeah, like it was like, God damn it, guys! Why
it came out on PC same time?
They didn't do a good job optimizing that bitch. That's the problem.
No, they didn't. It was very haphazard, it felt like.
So, Mario Wonder 1 family game, which was before the show, in the pre-show, which I didn't see.
Yeah, it was in the pre-show.
Pikmin 4 1 strategy, and then Tears of the Kingdom 1 action adventure.
Action adventure.
I would have liked to seen
or Octopath Traveler 2. Goddamn.
Yeah, they didn't even they didn't even get that thing a nomination.
And Miyamoto came out. I know he wasn't here, but
it's just, I mean, you guys. I mean, if you want to comment on any of the Nintendo awards games they won, but the other thing is
they won more awards than Sony did.
Shit. They won.
I love the
Adaptation.
The cope is
the fan reaction is like it was ridiculous.
What do you expect? They put out one game.
Still went on stage this year somehow.
They put out one damn game though.
No, but people were like, I've never even heard of Baldur's Gate. The fuck is that winning? Look, I looked at
Can you blame Xbox?
What did you just say, Juice? What did you just say?
I said they only put out one game.
No, that was what they were saying. That's what Sony guys were saying.
Sony put out one game, and nobody didn't say nothing about it.
Yeah, I said something.
We got Forspoken.
Shit, Forspoken.
That one.
We got Final Fantasy 16, so that counts.
Does it? I mean, I guess technically.
That's an exclusive.
Those exclusives, so they count them as.
Hey, look, Sony fans got that free DLC for God of War, though, right?
Hey, that's a good. That's. I mean, it's
that was a nice announcement.
Like a roguelike type of game.
When I heard free, what?
That was what I was. You know why? Because it seems really late, considering like God of War came out
a year later.
Yeah, that seems kind of
a year.
Now, if it took a year,
it was 3 years. Last was 2 is 3 years. You know? This whole new roguelike, that's 3 years. That's what I'm saying. It's not late. Like, because last was
no. I was talking about the DLC for
what? If it's like if it feels like it was like this could have been out 2 months after the game, then yeah. But if this feels pretty meaty and well developed, a year, I don't see. I guess for them it might. But it's free, so what does it matter? They're not trying to make money.
Right, like that's what I'm saying.
Of course.
Doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's free.
Free Mario DLC.
Hey man, Mario Kart 8 DLC came out 7 years later. After.
Why you do that? Why you?
Or 8 years.
It was the highest selling game since Grand Theft Auto 5 and shit. That's what.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That game's 53 million units sold.
Wish they would have saved some of those new characters and stuff for Mario Kart 9, but what's what?
You're not even gonna play when it comes out anyway. You're gonna wait.
You ain't gonna want none of them tracks for Mario Kart 9.
I don't know about the tracks, but the character. I mean,
I think you'll have those tracks.
Do you really care? You didn't seem like a person who cared about the characters. I'll be real with you.
They put out quite a few characters though.
Yeah, it's literally almost it's like all the major ones. Fucking Paul.
Well, I mean, but look, in the end of the day, they still don't have Lubba from Mario Galaxy 2. That's a big.
Shut the hell up! Shut the hell up,
bro. Listen, Lubba from Mario Galaxy 2 is somehow forgotten. Let's bring him back, man. Put him in a cart.
I don't want to do this right now.
He's forgotten because there wasn't a big hub world in that game. That's why no one remembers him because there's no story time.
Listen, we gotta get another.
Well, listen, we don't talk to Retro about Mario Galaxy 2 because I want to hear his non-opinion of a game that's
bullshit.
It's a classic.
Robert, that you agree that Mario Galaxy 1 is the best game, so I'm already satisfied.
They're like tied in my book, man.
Why? Story.
Guys played.
I think Galaxy 2 had some very creative levels, but so did Galaxy 1. So I think if you took the best of levels of each, it would be and just like made a remix.
Tough, man. It's a toss up for me, man. It's a toss for me personally. Both
it's not definitive. Somebody in here acting like it's definitive.
Look, they both got the same. They both have the same Metacritic, 97, 97. Everyone like it's just such a literally so.
2 has more levels and more stars, so I'll give it. That'll be the tiebreaker.
Mario Sunshine has more blue coins. Ooh.
More blue coins than any other Mario game.
What the fuck?
Why you gotta do? Bring up the blue coins.
How many blue coins to buy a shine? 10?
Yeah. Was it 10?
Too many.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Terrell, you started that game, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We don't talk about it.
Oh,
happened, man?
Really?
No, I want to talk about it.
You started Sunshine?
I started Sunshine when the 3D All Stars thing came out. I started it, and I don't know where I'm at in it. I did a decent chunk of it though.
Yeah,
it does have one of the best Mario songs.
It's all right. You ain't gotta say no more. That's all you gotta say.
I had other things to say. No, I didn't. Don't worry about it. We're not going to listen. Unfortunately, there's a lot of shit that I need to get my hands back
Galaxy,
on.
And that's not
no.
one of them.
If I didn't, I started with Sunshine because y'all started. There was so much shit talking with Sunshine. I was like, let me see how bad it is. And
why
I was
do I play this shit? Also, it's not a bad game, but also like
it's not bad.
The way y'all talking about it makes it sound like a bad game. I want y'all to know that. Y'all make it sound like it's a bad game.
That's one of the greatest games of all time, bro. Galaxy. How you not gonna play Galaxy?
First off, would you want to start off at the top and then go down, or would you rather start at the bottom and go up?
It's just between 64 and Galaxy.
I don't know. I just randomly do.
Man, why are you listening to this guy anyway? He fucking dropped Sonic instantly to go to Mario this year. Yeah. Like, what does his opinion matter?
That should make it matter more. He gave up on his homeboy for something new.
He finally saw the light.
I can't have one fucking year. Oh, you guys don't ever play Mario games. All you do, you stick to your fucking son. I expanded my horizons.
Yeah,
you fuckers were like,
this man diversified his bonds. You know, he listened to RZA. He diversified his bonds, and y'all ain't giving him credit for it. I'm giving you credit. I'm gonna give you credit for it.
I should have bought.
And then this man had the nerve, and then Juice had the nerve to hit me up about African Safari. How dare you, man?
You gotta play that.
I'm waiting on
you gotta play that.
You to break out.
You gotta complete the joke. You gotta complete the joke and play it.
You gotta play it. You gotta play it because it's gonna be one of the greatest games.
Listen, the most I'm gonna commit to.
I think I got an extra copy.
Why do you have Pokemon Snap though? The guy didn't play new Pokemon Snap, so I guess we shouldn't expect him to play African Safari.
Listen, you pipigeonhole me.
Yeah, I can't say nothing.
Juice is the stuff. If you want to talk about stereotypes, Juice can be in his stereotype. I like to change it up every once in a while. All right, have some different fucking experiences. He can play the same 6 games. All right,
if new Pokemon Stadium comes out, are you playing it?
You didn't play new Pokemon Snap, so what's going on here?
I just think
because Pokemon Snap was never a game I was gonna be like, oh shit, like it's cool For those who like the game,
I'm just saying, if he didn't play that, he's not going to play African Safari.
All I'm saying is like cool.
You might actually be surprised, bro.
It's not even a game. It's fine.
Man,
Listen, I will do it for the memes. Okay,
or send it to me. I'll play the game.
The animations are even better than in
Pokemon.
Is
so good.
It looks better than it had any right looking.
It's so good they call it new.
Man.
Ain't even giving no
African
real
Safari
title.
looked better than it had any right though.
Yeah, look, I remember you guys thought for sure it was gonna look like trash, and yeah, the textures but the actual like the animal animations
were pretty good.
No, it's trash, man. Snap was fucking amazing.
No, we're talking about African Safari.
African Safari, man. Get it together. Talking about real games in here.
No, we're not. Why are you lying for? You did this shit for the memes. That's all this shit's for, bro.
Hold on. Let me get these two games that are classics. Let me get this.
Oh God, Rose, go get some.
So what
shit,
was the like cringiest moment other than Kojima and stuff of the game?
The cringiest moment?
I thought it was when they brought out. I forget her name. I think she's Japanese.
Kratos is talking shit about God.
Oh, I love her. Shut the fuck up. Get out of here, bro.
To me, that was borderline cringy.
That's because you don't know what cute Japanese women are like, bro. Fuck
but she didn't have anything like. It's fine to be cute, but she just like had nothing to say.
You can't call it cringe. You called it cringe. That's not what it is. You can say underwhelming.
She had nothing to say. She just come out and just like lost her train of thought. It was just like.
All right, well, it was cringe.
You not remember her from last time, man? That's her energy, bro.
What cringe was Kratos' outfit. What the fuck was that brother wearing?
But he was fun. That was funny.
Yeah, he had a good burn. He had a good burn.
But she probably had no idea what that even meant. Like they probably told him.
He didn't know what the hours with the.
He probably knows Call of Duty, but he probably doesn't.
He was like the campaign was short as fuck. They were like, "What the fuck's a campaign?"
Yeah,
he knows he worked for Activision. You better watch out.
Oh, he already said it. He said those are people I'm not gonna work for.
He says Activision is a company I'm never gonna work for anywhere. So like he said something like that.
Yeah. Funny fact.
He said no. Another company is not gonna hire me or something like that.
Some developers did. Some Call of Duty developers did say something on Twitter.
Yeah, they didn't like it.
But here's the kicker: they had an after party and they were both there and they didn't say shit to him in his face. I'm like, okay, so y'all felt some type of way. You didn't feel like
it's the same people though. Maybe it wasn't the same people.
It was only a handful on Twitter. I mean, it's not like
it was a few people on Twitter.
I thought that was the whole team for the game.
No, it wasn't the whole team. It was a few.
No,
and some of them actually deleted it later. It was like I was being emotional. Let me delete this, or my company can get mad at me.
And if they're not gonna like go in and make a decent campaign, then don't call it Modern Warfare 3. If it's just gonna be.
I have no problem with the joke. I just have a problem with who it's coming from. Because in entertainment, you do not criticize your fellow industry people. It's just something you don't do.
That's what the tweet. I remember one of the tweets was saying
that people know. It's just a thing that people follow.
And he said it, and it was funny.
I get it. You look at them, and you're like, I can't do that. Give that to somebody else.
No, he didn't know what a campaign was. He didn't get it.
Come on, man.
Well, I think.
Yeah, because he's a guy from God of War.
So he's feeling the heat. He was probably feeling some heat last year from his long acceptance speech, and he wanted to fire back at. I think that was probably his motivation.
His acceptance speech from last year was longer than almost everybody combined speech this year.
I know Robert hates this word, but to me, that's what I find like cringy, awkward, is somebody just going off on this, like his acceptance speech last year. I can't. That's too uncomfortable for me to watch. Like.
The Bill Clinton kid got more time.
If he had
than
something
Al
real to say, like something about the game or something, but he just started going off, just thinking, just like random shit, and it was just like
nothing for a while.
He was a little bit in the bag. He was half in the bag, probably. He had a few too many, and he was up there philosophizing. That happens.
You could hear him make shit up as he was talking.
Yeah.
Actors,
he was drunk.
He was half drunk. Stage. He's an actor, and he's on stage. I've listened to quite a few actors who will they'll admit that they like hearing their own voice, or they like getting praise, and not everybody, but I've heard quite a few say it over the years, and just feel like he just knew he wasn't gonna get another opportunity like that, so he's gonna make the most of it, whatever. But
ain't nobody gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep going.
That was funny. I genuinely laughed at that. Dig at.
I will say if we're talking about like,
dig.
if we're talking about like cringy-esque moments.
Or just awkward, uncomfortable, whatever.
The two that stick out to me are both celebrity focused. Matthew McConaughey coming out and being like, I wasn't gonna say my whole all right. So he was like, what did he say? He said, pew pew pew.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh.
I didn't
just
mind.
Say, like,
it was such a weird. It was just a weird line, and then
pew pew.
The weirdest, the weirdest one is, and I got context for it later, but the weirdest one to me was Anthony Mackie. So, from what I understand,
I didn't hear what he said.
They were yelling a lot, and that's why he was doing like the.
Well, yeah, you had 3 other people talking over the stream.
No. I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the theater. But that's
what I'm saying. That's why you probably didn't know what was going on. I thought it was kind of charming.
No. Someone took like a. It was people there who had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had people in your chat. You probably couldn't hear when he was making those comments. Like,
no, I heard some of it, but he was doing it so much, it got to the point where he just came off unhinged, where it was like, hey, you over there, hey.
See, I didn't feel it at all. I thought I liked him.
It felt very. You know why? Because I'm not used to Anthony Mackie being unhinged.
You gotta watch
I am. He was pretty unhinged when somebody said, "Hey, you can play Tupac in this movie." That's pretty unhinged to me. You are no Tupac, bro.
Listen, I need you to relax. Listen. It was my same criticism of him when I found out he was doing Twisted Metal, and then I saw the trailer and I was like, that don't really.
I don't know if that's how he is.
I don't know if you see his interviews. He's very much like that, though. Like
I've seen a couple of his interviews. It's a little bit closer.
Metal, I never seen that side of him, so
that's what I'm saying. It came off kind of weird because I'm like.
What am I missing? I haven't seen the Twisted Metal trailer.
He's like almost like a Ryan Reynolds kind of fast talking, wisecracking dude in Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
sarcastic Anthony Mackie like that. Personally, so it was a little off-putting the first episode, but you get used to it by the end, and that's exactly what he was doing on stage at the Game Awards. That same pretty much.
It's that same kind of unhinged energy. It wasn't like bad. It was just kind of weird, and I.
But you thought he kept going a little too long?
I think the energy, like the whole, because once again, I didn't realize that they were yelling so much in the theater that he was constantly telling them to be quiet, but he was trying to do it as a joke. But the energy felt so off about it. I was kind of like, I think
it's the live thing, and it just doesn't. Sometimes it's just the rhythm is off.
You know what?
Yeah, it's not
the Shimu. What's his name?
What?
Shimu Liu?
The guy from not Shin.
Simu Liu.
Simu.
Yeah.
His was bad. His jokes were not landing about his ankle, and then he says you get older, and then he referenced Anthony Mackie because dude looks like he's 30 years old, and he's probably like late 40s.
Anthony Mackie's our age, bro.
Yeah. And none of those jokes landed for me. That to me was the most awkward celebrity one.
No, but it wasn't. He didn't. He only said like 2 things. I liked Simu Liu because he was talking about how he enjoyed StarCraft and stuff, and then he's like talking about how he had a role with it. That's why I actually didn't mind the celebrity people this year because they all were game related. They all had something to do with their game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Imagine we didn't hear the voice or whatever, but like at least he's in the damn game somehow. Like remember Vin Diesel? Well, they also had the Fast and Furious.
That was such a they're all wasted.
No, it was game related last year, at least with him.
That was such a marketing thing, but it just.
I mean, it's usually game related. They don't just drag us.
Well, they had a Fast Furious game, but
Well, what about Al Pacino? What was he? What was he in?
Wasn't he in that dog shit game where all the celebrities were in?
I think Jeff Keighley was just trying to elevate the prestige
wasn't in that?
of the award.
No, Al Pacino thing was just random.
You know the game I'm talking about? That game was dog shit.
Yeah. It was like.
I think he just wanted the
I love it.
prestige.
I love the running theme with
C
just being like, the game fucking sucked, man.
Trash.
So
that's all I kept hearing. The game is ass.
I'm saying that's the thing. It only got play or time because of the celebrities. So he has some dog shit that's supposed to be a game that ain't no game. It's only getting attention because of all the celebrity that's in this shit. Like,
right.
And
that doesn't work either.
Unlike the opposite, Keanu Reeves for me was like the highlight of Cyberpunk. Like he was playing Keanu Reeves, but still, like that was the most interesting story stuff in the game for me.
Definitely.
And it was actually tied directly into the main story.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, he
without him
drew me into it. Like
I don't know if another actor would have made. I would have been as invested in as if it wasn't Keanu. So I don't know. It's probably just because it was Keanu. I like Keanu. You can't say anything negative about the guy. And maybe that character wouldn't have been the same with just some generic voice actor like everybody else in the game. Like
he wouldn't be. Like,
he can't act. I get mad about that shit.
I know you say he plays Keanu, but like he does a good.
But yeah, he actually. You could tell he did. You know? He wasn't just sat in a sound
booth
for 2 hours and phone it in. Yeah, you could tell he put some effort in, and there's a lot of dialogue, a lot more than I expected. Yeah. But then that wins best ongoing game. Yeah, they've
that was pretty offensive.
That's not the definition of ongoing. You can't.
That was probably one of the more offensive wins.
Yeah,
and then that's why you question you know, like you question the validity of this shit because it's like they know that that's not a fucking ongoing game, and it wins.
Even be nominated.
And so it's just like, come on, that feels like a money play. You know, it's like, hey.
No, it was. It absolutely
Well,
was.
it just feels like I bet you they wanted Cyberpunk to be nominated for Game of the Year, but knew it was too much controversy around the last gen ports.
But the game came out in 2020. It's going to be nominated.
I mean, the year it came out.
Is the fucking bug fixes.
It didn't deserve it then, though.
Going over DLC, that's stupid as shit.
Mario Kart 8 is more of an ongoing game than
exactly.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
right.
To be honest, yeah.
It really is.
I thought it was weird they nominated it, but I think they only nominated it so it could win something because it, like I said, the year it came out, they couldn't give it any awards because it was.
You know, it didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And
the one I know me and Juice disagree with, and I'm not saying I'm mad that it won, but I personally felt like it was the adaptation, the win for best adaptation.
What was it again?
If you'd seen them,
Last of Us.
I told you what it was gonna be, and that's who won. I told you we were gonna win.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any chance. It was definitely gonna be The Last of Us, but
yeah.
It's also a great game.
What did you
do? It is
exactly. The fact that you mix it up is exactly what's wrong with the whole fucking thing. That
wait, what did you say?
Who's your pick, Terrell?
My pick was the Mario movie.
But that's the only thing you've seen, right? Out of those nominees.
Well, I know all of the nominees were good. I'm not saying that.
Was it a great adaptation? It was a great movie. It did fucking phenomenally well.
Maybe think so personally,
but if you talk it like that, then yeah, Last of Us should have won.
Last was a more accurate adaptation, but I would say great adaptation in itself doesn't mean they have to make it.
I'm with you, bro. Like I didn't care about Last of Us until the show came out.
That show was fucking stellar. So I mean, if you watched the show and still felt Mario, then
no, I'm not saying this.
Well, I'll say this.
I'll put it this way. I think Last of Us served its game better than the Mario movie served its games. You know what I'm saying? I think it adapted it better. Huh?
It literally is because it literally plays like it does. Last of Us beat for beat at points, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it literally does.
Yeah,
that's not a dig against Mario. Mario's still fucking
of course.
Honestly,
awesome.
I thought Twisted
Who
Metal
actually disagrees with that? I don't like it when you have a scene for scene reinterpretation of the same.
It wasn't scene for scene. So you talking out your ass? It wasn't scene for scene. It was not scene for scene.
I knew that hate was gonna get you in trouble, dog. I knew it was gonna get you in trouble.
They changed quite a bit, but there was
quite a bit.
There was definitely moments that were word for word, like
yeah.
There was small dialogue.
Again, adaptation. It adapted what it is supposed to fucking adapt very well.
However, best adaptation. As much as I thought this movie was great, surprisingly great, I don't think Gran Turismo should have been in best adaptation because
they didn't have much left. They had to throw Gran Turismo in there.
But it's not adaptation. It's not adapting. It's an adaptation of a true story of a living.
It's not adapting. Right. It's not adapting any fucking thing. Was there a book about Gran Turismo? Then I'd be like, all right. No, it didn't adapt shit. Come on, that's
the true.
We need more Gran Turismo lore. Come on, guys. Jeez.
I kind of
again. That's one of those bullshit award nominations.
Surprisingly good. It's super surprisingly good. I was expecting it to be whatever.
I hear that all the time. It was really good.
But sometimes, like to adapt a game, like you could say it's kind of a cheat. The Last of Us, most of what they adapted was the cinematics, but they also had to adapt gameplay moments.
Characters.
And they did that really well.
Yeah.
They adapted
but here's the
gameplay
thing.
moments really well.
We're talking about adaptation. How many of you guys loved Chris Pratt as Mario, adapting Mario? You motherfuckers didn't love him doing that, did you? No. Did you?
Liked him as Mario.
You liked him, but you don't think he adapted Mario well.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard for a character like Mario, considering his characterization fluctuates depending on the game.
But that's what he's trying to say. That's not the best adaptation.
I'm not.
Thank you. Thank you.
But this conversation is a little unfair. I think it's a little unfair to compare a movie adaptation to a TV show adaptation because the TV show has more time to do everything.
Man, come on, they're not gonna. Even if they did a Mario show, they're not gonna do like somehow about Mario.
Don't do that. Why would you? Why wouldn't
that? Do you need a TV show to adapt Mario? Come on, bro.
I'm not saying you need. No. I'm not saying you need to. But I'm saying
2 hours.
What I think is weird more is the degree we're talking about what adaptation is.
Yeah,
like,
I kind of.
You guys are saying, for example, like, oh, we wanted more to follow exactly frame by frame what it is, whereas I like Mario because it didn't do a frame by frame thing. So what you guys are saying is when the Zelda movie comes out, it better be almost fucking frame by frame Ocarina of Time, or it's not going to be a Zelda adaptation.
Yeah, first of all, we're talking about specifically this goddamn award. We're not talking about what we want and design. You be trying to complain and flip some shit.
Well, here's the. I do agree though. An adaptation to be good doesn't necessarily have to be accurate. You just have to take the source material and turn it into a visual movie or show in a compelling way that.
What was my favorite episode, Juice? Do you remember?
I don't know if you told me, or if you did, I forgot. I can guess.
Everybody
loved episode 3 the most, or a lot of people did. But
what episode was that?
3.
What happened in that episode? Was that the episode about
the 2 guys fell in love, and none of that was in the game.
Was that in the game?
No.
Then fuck off, all right?
But I agree.
But the thing is, when we're talking about like best, because we're not.
That's why the game won. I mean, that's why that show won.
It's not the most accurate.
We're talking best adaptation.
It's not about being the most accurate. Yeah.
You know, and while it's not it doesn't have to be the most accurate. It is the best adapting a franchise, and for what The Last of Us was, it was like a perfect adapting of that franchise. And while maybe you think Mario is more enjoyable to watch or something, maybe you think that, but as an adapting, like as for that word, adaptation, for the word best adaptation, it just makes more sense for The Last of Us, to be honest.
I honestly think Twisted Metal did a really good job because you take a car battle game and you made a really fun show, and you had car battle moments. It made sense in the context of the story, and you also had some funny characters, and it was only a 30-minute show, so it's not like it was like a serious drama. I think that was way better than I expected. And you take a car shooting battle game and you make a funny, interesting show with some actual character depth, and I thought that was a good adaptation. Honestly,
you know what wasn't? Halo.
No, and I'm sure I like Gran Turismo.
What about Castlevania? Did any of you guys see that?
Castlevania was fucking amazing.
The first 2 seasons. But
when you talk about that also then, and we also have to take into effect the scope of The Last of Us being a massive story with all these elements, and Mario is a platformer. And look, I'm sorry, but they adapted it as a platformer.
It's not like you make excuses.
No, but I'm serious. Like the 2D segments that are literally from the game. You got like the whole like trial thing and everything. They adapted the fight versus Bowser and shit. Like,
I mean, they did a good job.
It wasn't adapted from the games, okay?
Truthfully, Mario had no shot because The Last of Us is highly critically rated,
overrated, exactly.
And I think, and it's like Emmy.
You sound like a Nintendo fanboy, man.
Look, in the end of the day, there was no chance. And what I've liked to see Nintendo with their first like Game Awards win for a movie, I think they're pretty cool.
1.3 billion.
But
let's be happy enough. I mean, we can be happy.
Yeah, be happy with that, bro.
I can tell you guys know how I feel about the Mario, but The Last of Us show is amazing. I know people at work, they don't know the game. A couple people never even heard of the game. They started watching the show. Man, you watching The Last of Us? Because we always talk about Game of Thrones. They're like, God damn, the show's good. You know, everybody at work that watched it, my sister, my brother-in-law, they're just like talking about how good the show was. It wasn't like only gamers who know the games are critically acclaimed. Like people who had no idea what The Last of Us was. We're talking about The Last of Us when it was airing.
My wife don't play no damn video games. You love that show.
So man. It was just a good show, and it was just a great show in general, whether you know the story or knew the game.
The game should have been really great show to begin with.
No, relax, man. But and
that's
look,
That's really funny. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
He's not letting this go.
I'll give you this prediction right here, right now.
I'm not mad at that one. That's funny.
I'll give you the prediction right here, right now. Game Award 2027. The Legend of Zelda will win best adaptation.
It will lose to the Last of Us 2 TV show.
No,
you guys will agree.
That comes out 2025 or 2026.
Someone's butt hurt up in here, man.
But the reason why,
like I said,
I gotta get some more Nintendo ass hurt butt paste for y'all.
It's a live action.
Where do you get these tubes from? You got this shit on lock, bro.
Watch Twisted Metal.
Who's
watch
your
Last
supplier?
of Us,
That's what I want to know.
Watch. I mean, I think I'm gonna enjoy Gran Turismo.
TV still in the shit from
it.
Trey's house.
Maybe I'll feel like that should have won. I don't know.
Oh, they got Sandstorm in here too with this bullshit. Mario had no chance because of Sony. God dang.
Retro already knew it was a conspiracy. That's what it was.
No, I feel like as much as you guys know, like I didn't love the Mario movie like you guys, but they did a pretty good job adapting the Mario world into a 3D into a movie, like a 3D animation movie. I feel like they got a lot of stuff in
the first 10 minutes.
And then
I think that they had more of what we got out of that first 10 minutes. I think you had a better shot. But they just left that. They just left it alone. That's the kind of stuff that would bring in people who don't play the goddamn games to be like, oh yeah, this is something else, you know. And that was a lot of people's complaints, is that it was cool, but you know, I like the beginning. I wanted more of that kind of stuff.
I was surprised that I cared so much in the beginning.
We're talking about the dog. What the dog is?
I didn't like the dog, but
no, with the family.
It's Mario and Luigi.
I love the dog shit. I love that dog shit.
Look at Robert's face.
I don't know. Like to me, like if we're talking about adapting the games, that's the least part of. That's more adapted to the games. Like the Mushroom Kingdom.
What did I just tell you, man? My favorite episode of fucking the show was not even in the goddamn game.
No, I know, but the
point was they were so good at capturing the characters in that game so well and adapting them for screen. That's what it's about. It's not about copy and pasting. Adapting is about, can you make this shit that works well on paper work well on the big screen, and vice versa. That's what adapting is about.
It's so weird for me that the people who did complain about the Mario movie, the thing they didn't like about it is the Super Mario stuff. I mean, that's the shit that Sonic did. Like Sonic's movie is like fucking being like matchmaker for fucking like this famous guy and shit in the real world. It's stupid as shit. It makes no sense.
My favorite part of Sonic 2 was the wedding, the bridezilla.
The beginning of the
best. Listen, the only good thing about that wedding situation was the gun reference that happened. The gun shit in the second movie is great. Listen, I'm not. It's weird because I fuck what Retro says, but it's Retro, so I can't always fuck with it the way I want to. It's because he never says the right thing. He'll have a good idea and it goes fucking backwards. And I'm like, God damn it.
Abstract.
Look, the point I'm making is I don't have an issue with Last of Us winning. From the critical acclaim I've heard from fans and non-fans of the games, I'm not out here making that claim. I just feel like Mario kind of got downplayed partially, and I'm not gonna say the Sony bias. That's a little unfair. Last of Us is just a different fucking experience. It's a narrative-driven game. Mario's about saving princesses and jumping over turtles and shit. You like it's not. Like, it's not the same thing. I get it.
It adapts better because it's fucking cinematic as shit. That's what.
Yeah, it was already a movie when it came out. They just had to turn it into a TV show.
I think at the end of the day,
can we leave it there? Let the shit go and walk away. Let's walk away from this.
I'll just say, I think the thing that was just the best. Forget the adaptation part. The thing that was just the best, most critically acclaimed show. Versus if the Mario movie was nominated for, or going to get nominated for Best Picture of the Year, I guarantee it probably would have won Best Adaptation. It just, the best critically acclaimed thing that came out that was related to a game was an adaptation of a game, won the award. That's all. Anyway, Sega. Anyone have any thoughts on Sega?
Let's get to it.
That's pretty big.
Sega fanboys, Sega
yes,
fanboys.
Sir.
Fanboys, Sega.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
I wonder what do you think they're going to call the Streets of Rage game? This 3D beat 'em up.
I was thinking about that. That was a good question.
The most important thing is I saw fucking Crazy Taxi and Golden Axe. What the fuck? I thought those were dead.
Like, I had heard some rumblings about Crazy Taxi, and I can see where Crazy Taxi can still work.
Crazy Taxi. Golden Axe threw me the fuck off.
Golden looking great.
That looks pretty good though.
The gloves is off. Anything can happen at this point. You bringing back Golden Axe? Bruh.
See the
now
thing.
listen,
go ahead, man.
I understand because I want to start this off with some paranoia. Well, no, listen. The big concern right now is is it all internal? If it is internal, like what's the frequency we gonna get these games? Because that was all game footage. That's what fucks me up. All of it was game footage. We ain't getting no fucking CGI Golden Axe. That was gameplay. So my concern now is when's the first one coming out? And is it all you, Sega, or are you doing that fucking third party shit? Because I feel like that licensing it out to have someone else develop it. Because if you handle it in house and you do a good job, I'm gonna need you to put out some sequels. God damn it!
It feels like
we're talking about Sega. It might be better to
have somebody else.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sega
I didn't think I was wrong with that.
Sega's not perfect. They can still make some quality shit. All right, I don't sit here and pretend like.
Hold on. Truthfully, I have to look up.
Nintendo fanboy shit we got to deal with.
I'm gonna tell you
what
the
does
first
Sega
game that's coming
themselves
out, Shinobi, because I got the most footage.
Shinobi definitely is the first one.
That would be easy.
And I'm all for it.
I'm
here for it.
It's probably already done.
Well, that's the thing I like about it, though.
Sega themselves, though, like.
Yeah,
because there's not really a.
I know what you're gonna say, Retro. I was gonna go there too, but I'll let you have that.
I saw 5 different games from Sega, and each game looked completely fucking different. It's like they didn't just copy paste what the games used to be. When you look at Streets of Rage, like holy shit, man,
that's the game
next gen
Clocked it said he wanted.
Like Golden Axe, like this 3D shit. If you keep the multiplayer in Golden Axe, it's like great. But then you have Jet Set Radio, and you fucking recognize it in Crazy Taxi. Like all these games just look like Shinobi, like that's art style, the gameplay of shit, like that look fucking sick. Like honestly, I think Sega is going all out. And if because of that they had to 1 or 2 of these games like subdivided to like a different studio just to get this quality done, like man, I'm not fucking complaining.
Let me just talk about Streets of Rage real quick, because Streets of Rage, man, that is the evolution I wanted when we got into the 32-bit era, 3D era, and I thought that's what I wanted from Fighting Force. Remember Fighting Force? I thought Fighting Force was going to be what I think this game is going to be, because I love my 2D beat 'em ups and whatnot, but I wanted that flip that your Mario 64 got, your Ocarina of Time got. I wanted that change with that genre specifically. I thought it would be cool, and then we didn't get that because Fighting Force was fucking clunky as it was clunky as hell, that game was, but it had little elements of it. And then I was like, okay, look at a Square coming out with the bouncer. Maybe this is it. Nah, bro, that ain't it. That wasn't it either. And I'm like, seeing what they had to see, the evolution throughout the years, I think we're finally gonna get that dream of a 3D brawler, 3D, street brawler, basically, that I always thought I would have gotten by now in that era. And I'd literally teared up watching that. I'm glad I didn't record myself. It's kind of embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just teared up for a video game. But
we want to see the T tears.
I got the feels when I saw that one specifically.
And I gotta apologize to Clocked It too, because
Shinobi too. But
I made fun of Clocked It or called him out because he's like, this isn't the next gen update to Streets of Rage. I wanted like Streets of Rage 4 in the title. I wanted it to be a big AAA game. And I'm like, you're like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You got a great Streets of Rage game. But then seeing this now, I just watched it in slow motion. It looks like it's just one stage kind of in 3D. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. But I can that's what Clocked It said it should have been back when I was kind of calling him out for. I'm like, dude, you're getting a Streets of Rage game. Why are you not happy? But now I see, they might be doing what he was hoping for.
Again, I think if they look at what they've tried, specifically Fighting Force and the Bouncer, they should be able to have figured this out. the way. Like you're gonna be. It's no different than. It's not gonna be some open world fucking brawling game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna make no sense.
Yeah.
It's gonna be what those games were back then, where you go into, you're in a level and you go into a segment and you beat up a bunch of guys and you move on to the next segment of the. That's how it should be. That's what I want, and make that bitch real flashy and just have your boy talking what's his name, talking shit, and the Blaze and everybody. Like I'm excited for that one specifically, and what was it? Shinobi 3 is like one of my favorite games all time, and I wasn't sure we'd get another one after what was it, Shinobi Legion on Sega Saturn, because nobody really bought that thing, and that game I'm guessing it didn't do that well either. But then we got Shinobi in 3D on PS2, and that was okay, but it was what Fighting Force was. It was like, oh, you took this 2D thing, put it in 3D, and it's clunky. It's kind of clunky. And so we weren't sure we would get it, but if they're putting this much effort behind it, I think we're finally going to get that evolution that I wanted from those 2D brawlers specifically. And
imagine Sega doing all of this because like bringing back their own console, and then Sonic is going to be exclusive to the new console. You're going to get all this shit.
Yeah, well, Dreamcast 2 would have been at the end of that trailer.
Right. Here's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, that's kind of surprising because Dreamcast is so beloved because they went bonkers with that console, right? And maybe that's one of the reasons it didn't do as well as it probably should have. They didn't do like more of the traditional storied IPs that they had already built up. They just went kind of bonkers with Dreamcast. And the fact that they're going back, I don't know, it's because of the fervor over all these years. Everybody, obviously the Dreamcast is beloved now. And that's what motivated them. They still got other things like Shinobi and whatnot, but to bring out, obviously they put out front and center. They put out Jet Set Radio, and that is like totally bonkers Dreamcast stuff, right? That's one of the games that was like off the wall. I mean, are we gonna get like we gonna get Seaman?
Oh god!
What else are we gonna get? Like,
I mean, they did say and more in the trailer,
right?
So,
yeah, that's the thing.
Because there's
and
more.
What I love about this is one of the biggest dreams I still have left gaming wise. I was like, it's just never gonna happen. But now Sega's gonna go all out. I'm like, man, are we gonna see Skies of Arcadia fucking remade? Like anything.
Is Knights coming back?
Exactly. The next one, I think.
Sega is doing what we've been asking basically from like Capcom and Konami. Like, dude, you have all these fucking games, bring them back, and they're like, fine, have fucking everything, and it looks great.
I will say I'll be interested to see if they try something with Crazy Taxi or just keep it what it was, because that's like the most.
I wanted to stay arcade.
That's the arcade at its purest. Like to me, I'm hearing an echo all of a sudden. Within like 2 days of buying that game, I was like, this is all it is, and I probably maybe played it once or twice more. It just was, there wasn't a lot beyond just the getting to the high score stuff, and for me it didn't work. But in 2024, whenever this comes out, I wonder if that's what they're going to stick with. And
I don't think so. I think there's going to be a lot more meat on it. You might end up with a semi game as a service game when it comes to Crazy Taxi.
They show a police car. It could be somewhat more of a racing game mixed in. I don't know, but out of those 5, that's the only one I'm like, I'd be interested to see how that's received. The other ones,
I think Golden Axe is the craziest one.
I think Golden Axe looks great though.
It looks great.
That was nuts.
That was my favorite one of the.
But 5. It's nuts, right?
It's got that medieval, like.
I just wouldn't expect. It's just so much, bro.
Because technically, it is what Streets of Rage is. It's a 2D brawler game, right? Like, but it's not going to be what Streets of Rage is now. It's not going to be just a 2D brawling game. I don't think.
It looks more like a third-person.
Oh, I mean, not a 2D, 3D brawling game is what I'm trying to say.
It could play more like almost not like a Souls game, but
I think they are adding that extra dimension in it. Yeah.
But it almost looks like more of a lower camera angle though than
the art style. Like they kept true to the art style even in 3D. Like that's
like you're playing the fucking box art, man. Like,
it was. Wow, Wow.
I just hope
Sega did their damn thing. I'm so proud.
Let's hope they deliver. At least, I mean, Shinobi looks. I don't know who's making that. That art style looks incredible.
I think that's what the thing I was the happiest about. That they all look different. It wasn't like you used the same damn engine for each fucking game.
And
it was like,
didn't look like just like
here's a unique experience for each of these titles because they fucking deserve it. I'm in the back like, when's it come out?
I want my Sega come out. I want my Sega Bass Fishing.
Nah, you don't. Relax.
I do. I really do. I want
you
my
don't
Sega
need it. You know you don't need it.
It's almost got the Okami look to it, the Shinobi, but in a 2D.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But more
the ink, the old ink style.
Almost like the Wind Waker cover art, like the art for Wind Waker with the thick black lines. It's not quite to that level, but
they had the samurai character pull straight out of fucking Shinobi 3, like that.
Yeah.
Like I know how to fight that character just looking at him. I already know him, and I was like, this is amazing, bro.
I'm always a sucker for that more hand drawn looking 2D. I don't mind some of the there's been some cool looking pixel stuff too.
So was he clocked it? Was he? How do you feel about Shinobi? Because Shinobi is what Streets of Rage 4 is, kinda. No?
I don't know what he thinks about the stuff individually. He was just going absolutely nuts overall. So
he was like, "Oh my god!"
I think Shinobi looks like a Metroidvania. I don't know how the original games played.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're just action platformers.
This looks more like I got some Metroidvania vibes with the movement and stuff and the platforming.
They're great platformers. That's one thing they are really good at.
That's also what I like about these 5 games. There's a mix of evolution and what we like Crazy Taxi and Jet Set. They just kind of look like their old games, just like how they should be now. Whereas stuff like Golden Axe and Shinobi look like they're trying to like evolve it, and everything has like a different art style. Like I think they're doing absolutely everything with these games.
Yeah, imagine like Crazy Taxi Battle Royale, right? Like,
oh no, don't even bring that up, bro.
Like
that you have to get cool multiplayer.
You got to keep getting the fares. Everybody whoever has the least amount of fares, you get chopped off, you get knocked off and shit. That shit might be cool as hell, bro.
Crazy Taxi 99.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying as a mode, not the main game.
Hell, you're racing towards the same.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
What would be the 5 Nintendo games if Nintendo did a trailer like that? That would hit.
That's a good question. I wish you'd have queued this up. Well, F-Zero is definitely one of them.
Wave Race.
F-Zero.
Wave Race. I think Wave Race is one of them.
Wave Race would be up there.
Kid Icarus and stuff like.
Kid Icarus.
No. Kid Icarus is still too recent.
Too recent.
It's 10 years ago, bro. We're talking games that haven't come out for 20.
We were just brainstorming a while ago.
What?
Yeah, we got Streets of Rage 4. That wasn't that long ago. So.
Oh yeah, and also but again, I know it's been a long time, but Kid Icarus was still last generation. Like there's still a little bit hope left that you can have something.
Sandstorm has it. Punch Out. That's one for sure.
One on the Wii, but
well, no, but Punch Out.
It could still be cool.
But
I think you gotta go back.
You say that like that was yesterday.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, the Wii's like
15, 16 years ago when that game came out.
We're over a decade on it.
I guess. Well, cause I'm trying to compare. I guess the only one
that really
Golden
Sun
is Streets of Rage.
1080.
The only one.
Oh, that Golden Sun again. It would be one. No, it would be one. Yeah, Golden Sun would be.
No, I don't think you'd. No, you wouldn't have any mother.
I don't think only fathers. Only daddy Nintendo.
Earthbound would definitely be one.
He's not doing his thing. He's not doing his thing.
I mean, no. We're not making up these arbitrary rules. We're just saying what would be the 5 equivalent things for Nintendo.
I don't think you put that on there, person.
You can't be like, oh, Earthbound. Well, they wouldn't make that big. No. That's not the rules.
I know, but I don't think. Like, if Toy's not coming back, I don't see why they would make it.
This man got Mock Rider.
Mock Rider.
Robert. I want you for the next Nintendo Direct. I need you to be in your NES outfit. That's what I need.
Star Tropics.
I need the NES cosplay.
Maybe try to bring the Earthbound remake into existence or something.
Ooh, absolutely.
No, because Pilot Wings was 2011, so that wasn't that long ago.
That was last generation.
That was Pilot Wings Resort, though. That was.
And Pilot Wings on 3DS.
Yeah, that was Pilot Wings Resort.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, Resort. Yeah.
It was like a demo.
Wii Sports.
It was still Pilot Wings.
So what did we say? What did we say? So we said Punch Out,
F-Zero.
Wave Race, F-Zero. That's 3 racing games.
Horse games.
Oh man.
Yeah. We gotta do something else.
Well, they're not like there's not that many dormant.
A 2D Zelda, and I mean not top down. I mean fucking 2D, like Adventure of Link, just
like Adventure. Man, get the hell out of here.
I don't think that's gonna really. You can't put any Zelda in there.
That's crazy specific. They're gonna say 2D Zelda as for.
You also can't put Zelda in there at all. That's not anything.
You can put Zelda in there. No,
it's like putting like fucking.
Bitch, I want 2D Zelda in there.
No, you don't put. It's not gonna get the. That's not the same equivalent.
No, Duck Hunt.
A first-person shooter. Duck Hunt.
There's no nostalgia for Duck Hunt.
Is it Call of Duck? Is that what it is?
Call of Duck.
Excite Bike, that's a good one.
Racing
Excite Bike.
Stunt Race FX. There you go. Super NES classic.
Man, 3 frames per second.
Well, that's what's weird. Is like it is weird. Like I mean, there really are a lot of. I mean, yeah, if you want to include like the Wii, I guess you could do like
This man said the commercial flop collection. God damn. When are you born? When were you born? 2005 or some shit? What are you talking about? Flops.
I don't think. I mean, Nintendo doesn't leave that many for that. I mean, it's been a while.
It's actually kind of surprising. I know we always say, "Oh, they don't have enough," but we always just kind of talk about the same ones.
Hogan's Alley.
That's the same franchise that you just haven't seen in years, and Nintendo just basically abandoned. That's the whole point.
Well, I mean,
it wouldn't hit the same either because the GameCube, F-Zero and Wave Race they still look pretty good today.
Yeah,
it would be very strange.
No sellers, by the way,
games like if you.
But they're failures. There were failures.
That's to some people.
They were flopping like
Rogue
crazy.
Squadron.
Oh my god!
Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, Eternal Darkness. Yeah, they own the IP still.
Own the IP. Well, there you go. You can do that.
Oh wait, that's.
I'm trying to think of from like the Dreamcast era, so like GameCube.
Because
Dinosaur Planet 2.
Doing
Luigi's
excuse me, Star Fox Adventures 2.
I'm thinking more like before the GameCube era, like not just time, but just like the jump from the last iteration to now, technology-wise, the biggest possible.
Because I honestly don't think I know we say Punch Out, but like I don't think Punch Out's like legitimately dead in the world. Like I think that's one that you could see one of these days.
And
I think Punch Out would be part of that group.
I don't think part of this is for me in my mind, like part of it is like, hey, they haven't hit like Kid Icarus. I didn't play Uprising, so like.
Oh, you're a bad taste. Okay.
So for me, like Kid Icarus has been forever, since the NES. But
Killer Instinct.
I don't honestly. The Wave Race Blue Storm, as much as it looks great, still looks good to this day. I didn't get sucked into that game, so
the Blue Storm controls weren't good.
It didn't have the same. They didn't get the water fix, but
right. They got the controls wrong.
If you're gonna bring a new Wave Race, 2 things for me personally. You gotta just nail the freaking water physics. It's gotta be the best freaking water we've ever seen. Like the physics of it and the controls and the way it interacts. The other thing I think it's gotta be visually like either really cool art style that's just like, wow, that looks great, or it has to just be technically really impressive, like one or the other. Because if I don't know, at this day and age, I don't know if you just I don't know what to expect from Nintendo on a Wave Race game if they just try to do like more realistic looking visuals versus like come up with some really cool art style. Make it. But anyway.
Well, I think it's just kind of funny because we bringing these things up. I know a lot of people say Star Fox, and I know people want to overlook, but yeah, I mean we did have one last generation.
You did.
Don't get me wrong, they should have had a new one already by now.
It wasn't a terrible game. Fuck you, man.
It wasn't terrible, but they didn't put the work they needed to put into this. They didn't get the respect they should have gotten.
If you're gonna say Star Fox, you might as well include Donkey Kong. That's even older than Star Fox.
Fuck yeah, 3D Donkey Kong. Bam, put it in there.
The original.
But again, they're gonna say you gotta imagine like the logo, right? They're gonna say 3D
Donkey Kong Country needs to come back. It's been almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in February.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're gonna include Starbucks, then does that mean you have to include DK? I'm not gonna include DK. Like, these games are last generation. Like, I can't really say like. Yeah. You have to do ones that are literally.
Excuse me, it came out on Switch, so it's this generation.
It'll be 2 generations by the time these games would come out. These hypotheticals.
Nintendo counts it. That came out on Switch. What are you crying
about? Retro Studios been working like a decade.
Yeah, Retro Studios worked on that. They worked on the Metroid Prime.
Ban Kaitos. There you go, Ban Kaitos, man.
I didn't want to say it.
That's Bandai Namco, right? Yeah, they don't own that IP.
Yeah. That was Namco, right?
Yeah.
Also, Thunder, did y'all hear? Not the
Namco now, yeah.
Not to change the subject, but quick question: did y'all hear about that whole rumor with Prime 4 about what currently has been going on with the development? No. The rumor is that they've finished the main game. The thing that's been taking them a while is they've had to go back and redo the cutscenes because apparently the cutscenes look really, really bad. But supposedly the main game is actually done already. That's the.
I mean, we don't even know. I mean, like, this is.
Well, here's the thing. Before, I would have dismissed anything like that, but these rumors have been so spot on a lot of times lately. Maybe it's true.
Like 2 years, man. That makes me feel like Jews.
No. That rumor just came out. Like,
I wonder.
Like
what about the cutscenes though? Like, is it in game like Metroid Prime? They're just in game cinematics, or they reshoot them from a camera perspective, or were they cut pre-rendered and they're just
CGI stuff
doing full CG now? I don't know.
Just like sliding JPEGs.
It was like Samus.
Well, yeah, that's true because that's why that sounds a little fishy because you think about it like they're gonna. Like, they're so bad. Like, how did that happen? Like, they're the in-game stuff that.
What are you talking about? We're talking about Metroid Prime 4. How did that happen? Is the story of this fucking game so far?
Who the fuck? How the fuck?
They hired a bunch of people since.
Truly, I think the game's been done, and they're just waiting on the next console. That's really what they're doing.
It's kind of crazy if they have to redo.
So your rumor is the only difference between me and your rumor is that. You don't care about the cutscene conversation.
So you believe? So what you're saying is the worst case scenario for me is that they're waiting on the next console when they have 130 fucking plus million Switches out there now. They're gonna put a Metroid game that already struggles to sell. You're gonna put that on a new. Like that bothers me. That worries me.
They would hold it.
It could be cross-gen. I think they want that to be one of the technical showcases.
Cross-gen doesn't usually
that leaves
help
more credence to the idea that that rumor that I heard was true. That maybe they did.
The thing that's weird about the cutscene rumor is like, look, I like the game. I know most people hate it, but no matter what, the cutscenes in Other M look fucking phenomenal. So are you telling me like they look like worse than a Wii game's cutscene? Like, I don't know.
No,
and is it the visuals or is it the way it was shot? Is it the cinematic aspect of it? They're like,
I don't think I don't think anyone went to that specific.
We want the details of this rumor.
Yeah,
they could have hired
the rumor. The rumor, what it sounds like, is that it's a graphical thing. It's not a shot. They didn't have a goddamn tripod out.
Well, that doesn't make sense because it'd be in engine.
How would you know? You don't know what the game looks like yet.
So if they're happy with the
ratio
game,
for the cutscenes was 360p.
They're happy with the cutscene, or they're happy with the game's visuals of the game, but the cutscenes, which are in engine, in like.
Well, supposedly they don't know if it's an engine.
So
that's a good point, Donnie. Bit rate.
Like, maybe the game itself just
looks that is a good point, Donnie.
Good that when they made the cutscene CGI, it just looked worse than the game itself, and that's what they're bothering with.
Sure.
And if
Jesus Christ,
did the rumor say anything about it?
I think the rumor is done. I don't think there's any more.
Did they say anything about releasing? Like, because the idea that they're holding it for the next system, the only reason, like T pointed out, it's not going to help the sales. The only reason you would hold it is for a technical reason. You want the game to perform better. Or run better.
Well, I think that's what it I think they wanted to buy. That's obviously my theory is that I think the whole thing is they're trying to make it as like a technical showcase for the next console. Like, look at this shit.
So just in Robert's defense, you guys don't believe they would hold Metroid Prime for like a couple months, but they would hold Pikmin 4 for 10 years?
I'm not doing this.
No, hold on. That makes
especially since we know Retro Death knows.
Retro gets so fucking close and he goes fucking backwards. And I'm like,
what
damn,
hurts that is we know Retro doesn't believe Pikmin 4.
You make it too hard.
Retro, that would work if we didn't know you thought Hey Pikmin was the Pikmin he was talking about.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Now, listen, all I imagine is that if we took a drive with Retro, right, and he was like, we're going to McDonald's. And McDonald's is just a straight shot. You only have to go about 5 miles and then turn left into the parking lot. He would somehow find a way to turn a 5-minute drive into a 45-minute drive and be like, the fucking Google Maps is ass. And I'm just like,
I'm looking at the map. You're the one going the wrong way.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like,
somebody read Eric's comment. Good. That was a good point, bro.
Technical showcase, and we're talking about the game needing new cutscenes.
If
That's a good comment.
If it needs new cutscenes, the game is in trouble. I wouldn't necessarily say that.
No, because Ocarina of Time needed new cutscenes, but the thing about that game is that they did them in engine, so they were able to go back in and do things like that quickly. So, but if you're doing like CGI, you have to scrap the whole thing and start over.
I'd be really curious, like if any of that's true, and and if none of it's true, just this whole. I've just loved to put myself like in the mindset of the decision makers at Nintendo for some of this stuff, and it's like, yeah, let's say it's close to done, and they're like, I don't see them not releasing it with how well everything's selling. Didn't we do a podcast about most of the best selling games in
we did
ever on Switch?
That's the thing. If it's just the cutscenes, would Nintendo care? You know,
I don't think they would care.
It depends. It really would need to know the specifics of like what they did.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course.
I mean, you think they would just release it and think if it doesn't look as good? Like when it comes to these type
it doesn't
of
make
games,
sense that the cutscenes look
really
bad.
Do care.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
They do in-engine cutscenes, so if they're happy with how the game looks, there's no reason that the cutscenes would look bad. And what we're redoing,
that's what I'm
if it's just from a visual standpoint, what?
I mean, look at Metroid Dread.
They're hiring for
Wow.
Yeah, they might have hired somebody who's like really cinematic.
That was disrespectful, sir.
They might have hired somebody who's in a position.
Oh, they bought that company. Remember that company that does that.
These cutscenes. Like, this game's good. These cutscenes need to be way more epic. We need to scrap them. I could see that, not just from these don't look good visually. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
because they always use an engine. Nintendo rarely does any pre-rendered stuff.
Didn't they buy that company not too long ago that specialized in yeah.
Yeah, they do, and they're supposed to be making.
What was the
for games?
Let me see what the proper terminology.
I would hate for Nintendo to suddenly go CG cutscenes though, like.
But that's what Metroid Other M did. That's what I said earlier. Like.
Yeah, but you don't like the game.
You see these great cutscenes, and then you look at the game, and it just in comparison doesn't.
Metroid Prime Hunters did that shit too.
Like Other M wasn't even made by Nintendo like themselves. You know what I mean? So.
For me, I don't want to see like these amazing like high level cutscenes and then you go switch back to the game and it's like a downgrade over the cutscenes. That's why I always prefer in-engine cutscenes because that's what the game looks like.
I'll read what the full thing says.
All right.
I went and found the Reddit post just to make sure. The thing is that I've heard Prime 4 is basically done and has been for a while, but the cutscenes are apparently really bad or were a few months ago. So that's what's delaying the game. I do believe Prime 4 will be a Switch title and not specifically made for the Switch 2, but maybe that's changed at the point. I haven't heard. Just the fact that it's been basically in a finished state for a while, with the delay being related to needing to polish up the cutscenes, had me hopeful that we would see it soon. But again, so far I've heard nothing about what Nintendo could bring to the Game Awards. Like this is before.
Who's this guy though? Like, does he have any like?
Oh, his name is Papa Genos. That's his.
Here's the thing, Nintendo.
That's his username.
If this game was getting close to done, I know Nintendo likes to announce and show games closer to release than before, but they know this game's been people been waiting on. If it was like relatively close to done for a while now, I feel like we would have seen something.
Would have seen something.
I would slightly disagree because they've been doing that a lot lately, where they've had games that were already finished and they just kind of held on to.
My worry is they've
been doing it a lot more recently. I'm not saying
that. Yeah.
They bring up Metroid Prime 4, and then they announce Switch 2, and nobody's gonna give a shit about Prime 4 anymore. That's my worry.
Oh, that they're gonna undercut the game by announcing the new system. Gotcha.
I mean, I hope they're.
To be fair, Nintendo said nothing about a new system themselves.
They haven't said anything.
We're the ones who are assuming that we're gonna get a new console next year.
But I would love to.
It could also be this,
which is scary for Nintendo.
Like, remember that was it Bandai Namco that took over? Maybe they were like we remade this game like this. We don't think these cutscenes that were kind of like started out work right for what we've done, So they kind of like worked on it, and then they were like, we just want to redo them over and stuff. It could be something like that. That it wasn't even Nintendo necessarily deciding it.
Retro was
bro, you guys sat on these cutscenes for 5 years, and you just thought that they weren't good.
That doesn't make a lot of sense either. It's like,
no,
I told you, we're taking 45 minutes to McDonald's.
They had a framework before they not going it over.
No, but they would have to.
Yeah, when you put the game together, you want to have those scenes.
Wrote the cutscenes or whatever. They looked at them, made them.
If they scrap Bandai's vision, that means the design, I would think, would be completely different.
But that's what I'm saying. They had the framework. Let's say they had the framework of the game and the cutscenes. They were maybe 10% completed. So Bandai Namco took over. They finished the game and they started working off that 10% of the cutscenes. And then when they completed the game and how they wanted it, they were like, I don't think these cutscenes fit anymore.
Like you taking me
and
on
they wanted
a ride,
to adapt
bro.
them.
I mean, I've never developed the game before.
I doubt that.
Logistically, that didn't seem like that would work.
It's not stupid. I'm saying it's a possibility.
No, he was trying to finish what he thought I was going to say.
Makes me feel a little bit better then.
All I know is when they get these cinematics done, it better win for best adaptation at next year's Game Awards.
Wow.
We'll see. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I still believe it'll be a next Nintendo console. Maybe it'll do cross-gen, but
this is for Midnight Owl.
Okay.
She's not a big cat fan.
She doesn't like cats.
The irony.
That's grounds for divorce right there.
Cat, with
what? Why? What?
Or is it like?
If you're a cat hater, I couldn't date a cat hater.
You're not a cat hater.
Are you joking? What? Why?
No, she just understands that cats don't have a soul.
Because hating cats is irrational.
Cats don't have
souls.
souls.
What do you mean hating cats is irrational?
Like if a woman had kids and a guy's like, I don't like kids.
They're fucking dickheads. What are you talking about?
You think a woman would date a guy if he didn't like kids and she had kids? Like, that's going to be a problem.
No, but you said irrational. Like, you said being a cat hater is irrational. That's what I didn't understand. It's not.
Not at all.
Cats are assholes. Like,
they're
compared to dogs, they're assholes.
I think saying the word hate is very strong. How
that's
you
what I'm
hate
saying. It's not hate. That's not
what the hell did the cat do to you?
I know.
What did the species?
I mean, some people can be traumatized. I'm just saying.
Most people that don't like,
she likes cats, just not the fur.
Yeah.
I don't have much.
These two like rats. They're like just little rats.
I love the bald cats. Oh, they're the best.
You just like because they're funny looking. That's what they
are. Hilarious.
I've noticed people don't know.
You say bald cat. What did you say? Bald cat balls.
You mean a hairless cat?
No.
You don't want to be no cat in Baldur's Gate.
Oh!
I heard about the things they do to animals in that game.
A man turned into a squid and you fuck him. What's the problem? I don't see what the issue is. If you just like squids, that's an irrational fear, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, Emperor told me that he'd be clapping cheeks on the animals.
Yeah, he clapping bear cheeks. Yeah.
That's why it's so popular, I guess.
He clapping bear cheeks in that game. I don't know if I can.
The irrational rage was hilarious.
It was so good.
Y'all here voting for a game where you clap bear cheeks. I was just like...
You gotta give the developers credit for just letting players do a lot.
I ain't never seen bear cheeks so attractive in a game.
Yeah.
Damn. When you say give credit to what? I mean, I hear you, sir.
The Baldur's Gate 3, it sounds like there's a lot of freedom for players to do lots of shit.
It was funny because one of the first things I heard about the game, I was listening to the IGN podcast back when I did that. And one of the girls was like, you know, the game is very horny. I heard that. I just died. I don't know. The way she said it, it was just so funny to me.
God, what was I watching where I felt that exact thing? That was a reaction someone was doing to a show or movie, and I was like, "Damn, right." Oh, it's Star Trek: The Next Generation, like the first couple episodes. I'm like, man, the writers were freaking horny as shit.
I don't remember that at all.
There was an episode where they got like space sickness or whatever, and
I remember that one.
Of hooking up.
Hey, buddy, yeah, okay, you're right.
I'm like, Jesus.
that was an interesting episode. Though.
But other than that, I mean,
you nerdy Trekkies, we don't want to hear this shit.
I don't know if no one said anything. Look next to Leonardo behind me there, T. On my screen.
I don't care.
I gotta make you.
Can we tell him?
Don't tell me. I gotta blow it up.
No, you tell him. Hurry up before he sees it.
Next to Leonardo. Yeah, it's very dark.
Actually, that would have made it easier.
Under him, like in front of him.
Under the
wait a minute, what the fuck? What is that doing over there? Get that shit out of here.
He was like under him or over him. What the fuck?
I thought it was a speaker.
He bought an Xbox. He has an Xbox Series X.
So last week, I thought I was.
But I'm not counting this as a purchase until he unboxes the bitch.
Did you get it for that cheap ass price?
$349 still, and they had a lot of them at Walmart. I didn't ask Best Buy if they were going to price match because I was at Best Buy, and I was like, let me just stop at Walmart, see if they have any. And they still did, and I was like, they're still on sale, and he scanned it. Yep. I was like, God damn it. It's hard to pass up at that price.
I'm not counting until you open that box, I'm not counting it.
Took a photo.
I posted on Twitter.
Owned it?
That was, you couldn't tell it was my house.
No, I don't know. Like it like I don't know if for some reason.
Robert's like, I ain't been in your house. How could I tell?
Like I didn't think you actually bought like an. I don't know why. For some reason, I didn't think you.
It's not a confirmed purchase until he opens the box. If the box isn't open, I'm not fucking counting.
I'm not counting. Yeah, he bought one before, and he sold that bitch to me. So
honestly,
I'm waiting.
Even if I opened it, I wouldn't have had. I was like. And I was going to talk about this in the podcast, but
he's like, I could flip this bitch for an extra $150.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. I already know how he is.
I'm trying to get through Hogwarts, and this game is just fucking massive. And I just finally went to the second half of the explorable area, and it's like, I almost want to say there's too much to do, but it wouldn't be a problem if I wasn't trying to get it done by the end of for the Game of the Year podcast.
Look, you're rushing.
This is a game that I think if I just had 3-4 months without any time limit, I would probably take all that to get through it. But playing every day, 2-3 hours, watching football, trying to still watch movies and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't even have time. Like, I still want to play. I still got to play Dead Space. There's one other game I'm thinking about playing. And then once I open the Xbox, then there's potentially a game I might try to squeeze in too, because Retro asked if we could hold the Game of the Year to January 22nd. So
why specifically that date?
That's pretty specific. Okay.
Because I'm gonna be gone for a while, and even when I come back, I work that Monday. That's the first Monday I'll be available for it.
Where are you going? You going to Meepos? You going back to Meepos?
Do you fear though?
What?
You don't get that reference.
What?
I don't get the reference.
That's the island.
That's what makes me mad.
That's the island that Balky was from. Balky Bartokovus.
Was that perfect?
Look at me, Robert, just confused over here.
Yeah, perfect strangers.
Robert looking like we're just like, huh?
What are you talking about? What is this show?
I remember that show being funny, but I haven't seen it since I was.
I love that.
Oh, it's a TV show. Okay, got it.
That was my show, man. Perfect Strangers was the show.
Remember the one where he got like they're out ski resort and the avalanche happened. You open the door and he's like to the door like with all the snow crammed behind him. That shit made me laugh. But anyway,
the physical comedy in that show was great.
And he had a funny part in Beverly Hills Cop 2 or Beverly Hills Cop.
That's how he got Perfect Strangers.
But so my idea for the Xbox is I was figured I'd get it in case they stop doing it at that price. But I don't know if the principles in me might not allow this, but I am gonna check like the week before Christmas and see if like Walmart's out and that price is gone. I might throw it up for like $480, $500 on Marketplace just to see. Because it was $370 after tax. So if I can make
you got your Hellblade machine, you might as well just keep. You have your Hellblade machine.
He's not gonna do that.
But that's the other thing. If when Hellblade comes
Hellblade and Forza,
Hellblade is not worth buying a console for. God damn it!
How you know that?
Did it.
You know that?
Him.
It might be.
Fine.
All I know is one game. I always say
it's not confirmed until the box is open. I'm not counting any of this shit.
And if it's
open that damn box.
Here, though, rethink this, Juice. I mean, think about it. You know you're gonna want to play Hellblade, right? And then also maybe what comes out next year? It's
Avowed.
I don't know.
I don't think he cares for Avowed. That's not your thing.
But at the same time, like if it's $350 now, it might be $350 again. Like Walmart, if for whatever reason, whatever Walmart,
like how this hinges on his ability to make money off of it,
or it might just
that's the fucked up part.
I don't know if I like want to like.
The way this boils down is, can I make money off it? No, fuck. I guess I'll keep it. Like,
yeah, but I think
we get an Xbox in the Juice's house.
You're gonna want to pick it up during Hellblade season. You might as well. You already have it. Yeah. It's behind you. It's behind you.
Of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Valky.
Yeah.
It's from the show. It's from the show. That was his catchphrase. Of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
There's no Xboxes. I went to go check. There's no Xbox Series X's for like $3-something on my Facebook anyway. Like $350.
Right now they're probably gonna be selling them. They're gonna be selling them.
Well, of course not new. What?
I'm saying, like if that runs out and people are scrambling, I might throw up their 500 and see if I can make 130 bucks.
I feel like
Robert's right.
Hey, look, he already trying to settle. Look at
30.
I'm just saying, if I was the Xbox, I'd be a little offended. Bitch, you only reason you have me in your house is because you can't make money off me, you fucker. Like,
man, I'm
doing it to me again.
If it's 130, right? You're looking at you minus 60, 70 of that for your Hellblade purchase. Then you got like another 70 left.
It ain't no money, man.
You purchase in another game.
You don't even need the money. That's the kicker. Juice is bullshitting.
You're just saving 2 games money.
Hey, I missed out on the 3D All Stars. I got rid of them too soon.
Man,
why did you get rid of them so soon?
Because he's nervous. He didn't.
You have no patience. What the fuck?
They said the shit was like totally limited.
God,
I didn't think it was gonna be selling
9 million
for
copies.
It's an investment.
I didn't think it was.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait till it sells through.
You're friends with T. He should have told
you. Then I went to Best Buy.
I did tell his ass.
He didn't listen to him.
I went to Best Buy like 6 months later, and they had a whole freaking shelf full of 3D All Stars. So I was like, "Fuck."
It was you just could have.
Thought it was over at that point.
So then I'm like, well, best case scenario, maybe I'll make $10 per game. Like, I just sold because I got them. I forget what price they were, because that was when Walmart did the $10 off new games. So it was.
You got them cheap anyway.
My investment is just going up.
They said it was limited.
Right now they're looking at like
it is limited.
I'm gonna wait 5 years to try, make $50 on something in that situation.
$50?
Are you kidding me, bro?
It's limited to 5 million copies.
Juice is a different breed. That's all I can fucking
say. I ain't gonna wait. I ain't gonna sit on a 50.
I get it. I get it.
Oh, invest $50 to make in 5 years. You can make another 50. Like, to me, that's. I wasn't.
Do you know that?
You can just keep the Xbox.
How would you know you're only gonna make $50?
I'm just throwing out a number. Right. Like, is it ever gonna?
Also, here's my question: if it was $150, would you think it was worth it then?
Then yeah, if you could make $100, yeah. But
you never know.
I don't expect it to go up to 100.
I got mine sitting on eBay right now. $250 plus.
There's some games that you want to play. Hellblade is gonna come out. Maybe there's some other shit. In like 10 years, Elder Scrolls is going to come out. You can play that on it.
Retro.
The next
aren't you going to... Retro, why don't you...
You got to understand.
Buy it from Juice? Why don't you buy the Xbox from Juice? I know you're a big Xbox guy.
he needs that 2 inches of space that Mario 3 All Stars is taking up. You know, he can't sit on that shit. He can't sit on it, man. It's just taking up too much space.
I just like the joke. I like the idea that T was like. I like that T was like, don't sell it. Juice is like, sure, I won't sell it. Proceeds to sell it. Fuck.
Well, here's the thing. There's no guarantee it was gonna go to crazy numbers at that point. I'm just like, I'll just pass on the savings. I sold it for.
I mean, it was limited. It was a guarantee, but
I sold it.
It's a limited collection of Nintendo games.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll look how it is in like 10 years from now. I know you don't want to wait that, but I don't know. I'll be curious to see what it looks like 10, 15 years from now. When you
know that Mario 64 sold for $2 million? Do you know, like, you never know. I'm not saying this is gonna sell for $2 million, but I'm saying the potential is better than $10. That's all I'm saying.
I'm wondering though, how many would they ever report the numbers of that game in any of their financial reports? I don't think they ever.
Mario did not sell for
Why would you? Why would you?
All in-house bullshit.
It was some scammy shit, but outside of the house, they've been selling $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 on those Mario sealed copies, Mario 64. So the point is, that was a scam from day one, but that brings up the other prices.
That was the whole thing. The whole scam was the bubble they created for those other games. Yeah. But like the highest numbers and shit, that shit was all in-house, man. That went via like 5 different instances. The guys were all like buddy and shit.
We're talking about a game that sold 10 million copies. It's not rare.
Exactly.
Because if they produced like 15 million copies of that and they sold 15 million copies, it'd be different if it was like 1 million and you got your hands on a couple. That would help accelerate the value.
I think it's funny that people thought Nintendo would.
It's at 9 million units right now.
Physical Mario thing, man. Like
it's at 9 million as of 2021. It was at 9 million.
It's at 9 million units. There are, when the generation is done, there are going to be hopefully 160 million Switches out there. Not all 9 million. Not all 9 million people are going to want to part with their fucking game. That's what happens with Nintendo games. They don't want to part with them. Yeah. So that's even though it sells a lot, you're talking about 160 million consoles out there. What is that? That's a drop in a bucket compared to that many units. That's what the difference is.
I think T started to allude to this. Phil Spencer was dead on. I'm looking at my Xbox One generation games I own on PC. I just brought up I have 5 games, digital games, and I have 1 physical that's still sealed. I have 5 digital purchases and 1 sealed. Like,
what's the sealed one?
Hellblade. But I played it on PC on Steam.
Like
I bought it because it was like $10 or something back years ago. And I'm like, if I had more Xbox One games, for sure, because of the enhancements of the Series X, I mean, I would have had one already. Like he was right, because I had a lot of I had a lot of PS4 games for how many games per system I usually buy. PS4 was up there, and I was like, I can just smooth transition onto them. So if I had a bunch of Xbox One games, it would have been a completely different story.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, if I open this up, I don't know if it has a Game Pass month free or anything inside anymore. I'm not sure. I'm assuming maybe there'd be some kind of trial. I was like,
hopefully
I could play Hi-Fi Rush, get another game in before the game of the year. But I was like, God, then I'm still trying to finish Hogwarts. I still want to play, I'll just say, the Expanse Telltale game. I'm still planning on playing that. And then I was thinking of picking up Alan Wake 2.
Is that the first Telltale game you would play, or no? You played some other?
I never played any of them.
Not The Walking Dead, you?
No. But Alan Wake 2 has a significant performance advantage on Xbox, so I was like, all right. But then I was like, God, should I play the first game? Yeah, it's like locked 60 and 30 on PS5. It's like low 50s and mid 20s at times. So.
I didn't know.
But I was just like, and it's digital only, and as much as I'm not a Microsoft fan, I do trust them more with a digital purchase. As far as it carrying over and save files and all that. So, but I was just like, yeah, it's just bad timing. The price was right, and I posted on Twitter. Someone was like, "Oh," because I was like, "The Switch OLED and the Series X are the same price." Like that's just crazy to me. And someone was like, "Oh, what about the quality of the games?" And like, just take away your personal fandom and just look at the value proposition of this, well built, powerful console. That's 500. They're probably maybe losing money at the 500. Who knows? For 350, or this 7-year-old Switch. Yeah, it's the OLED model, so it's
right.
It's nice, but the fact that they're the same price is just crazy. Just from
this console's going to be around for at least 5 more years.
From a hardware, just from
Switch is on its
build
way
cost standpoint. I'll probably use it less than I ever use my Switch, but who knows? Just the value proposition is hard to pass up. It's like if the PS5 was $350, I have a feeling T would be enticed. Or
I'll try to grab one of them bitches. Yeah,
it's
at
just
$350. I'll probably grab
it's
one.
hard to pass up. So we'll see. Maybe once I start playing, I'll have a completely different viewpoint of this generation. Maybe
you'll start bleeding
will all
green.
go on Xbox.
You'll bleed
if he opens
green.
the box. If he opens the box, mind you.
I think we'll see.
I think you'll like the controller.
And I
want Juice to videotape himself opening the box. That's what.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I love the Xbox controller. Just for Rocket League, the A buttons were an issue last generation, which I hear is still the same problem.
Well, shit, I got 2 of these bitches. I didn't even buy the console yet. I got 2 of them controllers.
Oh, the Series X?
Who's saying Juice?
Yeah. My brother-in-law, he's had to replace like 3 controllers since he got his Xbox.
No, I got them before I got the Series X.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's had bad luck. He's obviously warranty replacement, but he's And I saw they got like Xbox.
I used to.
They have an Elite Core series now that's like $150. I saw them at Best Buy. They literally, this is not a joke. They have more controller colors and variations than they have physical Xbox games at Best Buy, which is just because physical media is dying. But they have.
They do it for people like Terrell. You're part of the problem, Terrell. You're buying controllers. You're buying no games.
No, to be fair, I bought it for PC originally, and then like I got one when I got.
And they were $49.99 for Black Friday week. I wish I would have bought a DualSense. I should have.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Not that I need it, but I just for the future, for that price.
$35 for this.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen Xbox controllers for $34.99, $39.99. So anyway, we'll get out of here, and we won't have to talk about the Game Awards for another 11 and a half months. So
we gotta do our own Game Awards
because they said it was the 12th or something. So it's gonna be over a year at this point.
Guaranteed, Kojima's gonna show up again.
They pushed it back now.
But anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Dick, like Jeff Keighley sucks dick.
And we'll see you next time.
God damn.
Jeff got that got 3,000 for